I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, right? And just disrespect.
Now you asked me to be on here, so I'm like dedicating a portion of my time. Make sure you double check. Yep, it's on. Yep, we'll see, we got it.
Exactly. Prime example of a great guest here. Hello, everybody.
I don't think we even got any of that on audio here. I don't really know what I'm doing, but
we're started. I know you're a little out of the loop without having headphones, but the intro music has started. We have begun. It is the McAllister Hours today with myself, Colton McAllister. We are joined today by Chef Develliot. Great fucking, like, really, you're just, you know, we were talking about this before, like, you're the last person I'm worried about filling up time and having the conversation. You have a very interesting personality. You're a very eccentric guy. And I'm
eccentric might be an understatement. Dude, I'm a fucking weirdo.
Hey, you know what, man? And that's entirely okay. There's nothing funky about that.
Yeah,
I've been a weirdo.
Total weirdo. I love it.
I've been a weirdo my whole goddamn life.
Oh, I can tell you're a weirdo. That's completely... We see it, bud.
Yeah, you know, and that was... not to get about me, but, you know, for me personally, it's always been a big part of, you know, why it's been so hard for me to, like, get to this point where, like, I put myself out there. It's really hard to do when you're kind of labeled as kind of a weirdo. Have you had any trouble with that, or you always just been like, fuck it, whatever? Nah,
I definitely, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just woke up. It's like,
Damn.
No, I definitely, like, the last, like, 6 months or so, I just, like, went through a really, like, big self-discovery. And, like, I've always been weird, but I've, like, tried to, like, suppress it and just keep it whatever, try to go with the norm, try to be, like, what people want and shit, and it just never really... It felt like it sucked the life out of me. I'm too much my own person. Spent a lot of, like, spiritual time looking, like, pattern readings, and, like, getting to know who I am and what I, like... what makes me tick and, like, what makes me really happy and shit. And I just got really fucking comfy in me, like, being in my skin and shit. And so, like, once I did that, it's weird. People just, like, I don't know. I don't mean to sound cocky. People just, like, it's drawn.
No, yeah.
Like, my plan is to be a full-on social, like, influencer. So, I don't see any way it won't work. I don't know. I'm cocky as fuck, but, like... Honestly, I'm not good at being humble, but I'm good at being personable and, like, I don't know.
No, yeah, and that's good. I think that's a good quality to have.
Like, there's something to be said about being humble. I think that it's really, like, diminishing to self to like bring yourself down. Being humble kind of asks you to bring yourself down to the appeasement. For the appeasement of another man, and I'm not really that comfortable with it. So it's like, I don't know.
So you're very, I mean, this is, I think, is apparent once you get to know you, but you're very individualistic person.
Oh yeah. It's all about just being who you are, just being true to yourself and true to, like, what you believe in, true to what your calling is. It's about figuring out who the fuck you are and being comfortable with it.
Exactly. That's what's fucking important about living, about, you know, being here and, you know, existing, having consciousness, you know. Yeah. If you're not living for yourself, who the fuck are you living for, you know?
Yeah. I've just always been a peacock, so, like, I naturally just stand out. I naturally want to be the loudest, brightest one in the room.
Yeah, that is a quality of...
I'm a big guy. A big dog's got to bark, so I'm loud as fuck.
Big dog's got bark. That's funny. So what are some of your origins, or not some of your origins? What
origins?
Tell me about Chef
Origins.
Develliot. Wait, like, I'm doing this. This is I was telling.
Wait, what do you want to know? Do you want to know, like, how old I am and, like, where I'm from and shit?
I want you to tell me about you. Just like, yeah, sure. Where, like, you know, you know, where have you been from?
Dude, I really don't know. I just woke up.
So what is it? We're talking to Chef right now, obviously, and everybody knows that. But, like, I don't know. Can we?
Yeah.
This is hard for me.
With you.
Yeah, I know. This is hard for me to wrap my head around, like, pursuing this. Are you able to explain that at all?
Dude, I really don't know. I just woke up. I honestly woke up on a beach in the Bermudas, and I wasn't really sure how I got there. I wasn't in this dimension when I passed out. Like, I just kind of woke up on the beach, dude, and I'm here, and I don't know how to get back to the other dimension that I'm from. Like, it's similar there, but like things are a lot different. They're a lot better. They're just like, people are a lot. Like, they don't have the weird problems that we have here, like racial tensions. It's so blowing. It's mind blowing to me. I just want to go home to my home dimension. I don't know. Like, I took some acid there. I took way too much acid there. Like, kind of. I guess I just woke up on a beach here in this dimension, and it's crazy. I was in the mountains in the other one. It's weird.
So many questions.
Really, dude, like, I'm not kidding. I'm an interdimensional traveler, but I didn't want to be. Like, I've heard, like, in my dimension, we heard people talking about like interdimensional travel. Like, it was a thing. It was an established thing. You guys don't really know much about it here, but like in my dimension, we knew that it was possible. I wasn't fucking trying to do it. I was partying, took too much acid, and now I woke up on a beach in Bermuda, and now I'm here.
So Bermuda, how'd you get from Bermuda to here?
Well, come on, you guys know what the fucking Bermuda Triangle is, though, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with the
Yeah.
So what are you? You came from an island on Bermuda, or you just
fucking woke up there, dude. I
wasn't. Woke up in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
I lived, like, I grew up in a small town back home, like, and you know, I was like, when I say things are the same, there, it's like a lot the same. You know, everything's pretty normal. There's just a lot of really big differences. Like
what are those differences?
Like, people don't hate each other for no fucking reason, like skin color. That things like that don't make sense there. So, like, I don't know. Like, I can't get home, so I want to help you guys fucking learn how to, like, make sense. And, like, people know that they're powerful individuals, that their minds can do whatever the fuck they want them to do if they just learn how to train them there. And, like, y'all don't get that here. So, like, I just want to fucking teach people. Like, I want to teach you guys since I can't fucking get home.
I mean, shit. Why can't you get home?
I don't know.
Just
like, I'm thinking the acid here is a little different or something.
But you seem to accept this.
Yeah. Like, no, dude. It's been a long fucking time. Like, I think I've been here for like fucking 10 or 15 years now. Like, I was basically I basically woke up here as a kid practically. So it's weird, man.
So I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So you're a young adult. You're a young adult.
Yeah.
Presuming you were at that state when you took acid, you then proceeded to wake up.
I was a little bit older then. Like, before.
So you're older than what?
Yeah, I was probably about how old I am now.
Oh, okay,
back then. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's weird. It was like a family vacation. I just woke up as some kid.
So,
like, with the whole family and everything.
So it's still your family? It's just everybody's
like
different?
This kid that I woke up as, like, he had already, like, grown up, and I don't know, I just woke up as him.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But the family wasn't the same or anything. It was like completely. Were they different people, or were they?
No, like it wasn't my family. No, I literally I fell asleep in that dimension, and I woke up here. I don't know if I fell asleep, kind of passed out on acid, and I woke up here. Yeah. No, you guys think I sound crazy because you don't understand the things from my dimension. I know, like, I'm not that crazy. I look crazy, but I am. I don't know, man. Like,
well, we're not. You are an eccentric character. I'm not disputing the validity of your claims at all. I just wanted to have you on here and talk. You know, it sounds like a very interesting
dude. You asked me on here, and I told you, kind of warned you. Like, I told you it'd be weird.
Yeah.
I told you people don't always understand the origins, so I don't normally talk about it, but I guess everyone's gonna know now.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, you definitely put yourself out here on that.
Like,
that platform.
I could write a book, but I'd have to call it fiction.
So, like, what would your book be about? Just everything, just your life, or
shit? Yeah, it's been wild. Yeah.
Fuck. You want to have a cigar?
Yeah. I thought you didn't smoke. Didn't smoke cigarettes, man.
I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke
How
cigars.
much fucking tobacco is in one of these fucking big things?
It's about the same as a pack of cigarettes.
Come on, it can't be quite that much.
You think it's a little less?
Well, you might actually, because it's rolled so tight. A bit. It might it feels heavy. A pack of cigarettes isn't that heavy. Plus, there's like paper and shit.
You have that lighter?
I don't. She does. Hey, talk to her mom.
Ooh.
Got it.
Oh,
Ace. I totally thought I was gonna miss that.
Yeah, I haven't smoked a cigar. Well, I've like passed through with a cigar, but I haven't smoked a cigar in the apartment yet. So it'd be interesting. But I don't have any neighbors right now, so it's kind of the perfect time to do it.
You know, it doesn't help you that I'm not always very good at like explaining my origins. It's just kind of a weird thing. I live too much in the now to think about what happened back then. So it's like I'm not very good at explaining that either, you know. So I don't know. I might have to. I literally might have to write a book or something to fucking really explain what the fuck happened. I've seen like time travelers and shit, like posts about time travelers and shit. They all look fake and shit.
Well,
So like, and maybe it's not fake. Maybe that's real. But like, we even they don't know fucking time travel in my dimension. So like, I even see those. I'm like, man, that seems fucking fake. So I feel like if I, really tried to be serious about this thing, so y'all could think I'm a joke, y'all could think I'm crazy, but like, I travel through these dimensions, but I just got stuck in this one.
I guess let me ask you this: would you be willing to have a discussion about like the validity of it?
I mean,
and if you don't want to, that's fine.
I mean,
want to
like,
ruin your.
that's
I don't
like
want to ruin your mojo.
So like,
just going off what you
science and stuff here is different than my dimension, man. Plus, I wasn't a fucking scientist back there.
See, that disturbs me.
I'm a philosopher. I'm a philosopher and all that. Like, I'm not a scientist, man. I understand concepts of science, but I'm not a scientist. But
so, are you a believer in science, or?
I am a believer of science. I'm also a Christian. Like I like believe in God and Jesus and all that, man. And
do you have a certain church or philosophy you align, or is it just personal?
I have a close personal relationship with God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. I grew up in church. I grew up in like Protestant churches, and like, cause I told you, man, like I literally woke up in the body of a 10-year-old here. Kind of weird, right? But had to grow up and go through this, and like.
So
I'm stuck here, so whatever. But yeah, I really do. Like, I believe in God. That's what I believed in back home too. Like, even that's the same here, you know. Even that's the same here, and it's like these are so hard to like.
Yeah, you gotta like not.
Oh yeah, you gotta do the cool thing. That's right.
Yeah, you gotta feel like Tony Soprano. I'm Tony Soprano. I want the piece of pizza. A capicola.
Oh, there we go.
A salami. A pastrami. I always feel Italian when I smoke a cigar.
I just feel like a fucking boss.
That's what I'm saying, man. Tony Soprano.
You know what, though? Put that cigar on the side of your mouth and talk with it in there. Easily. Can you do it? But can you actually... Yeah, but like... Nah, see, that's not...
Yeah, I'm a fucking expert. No, I can't. It just sounds like I have...
My mouth's not dry enough for that shit. Cigar gets all fucking... I don't like smoking through the fucking saliva and shit, so...
Well, I mean, that's just kind of like a natural component of cigars, I think.
Yeah, but I like try to keep them drier than...
It's kind of like a...
Plus, I don't smoke cigars. Like,
That's
I smoked a few cigars, but like...
When did you smoke?
It's a pretty decent one. Did you get a good... Cuban round.
So I don't think they're actually Cubans.
No, they're not real Cubans. But like, actually, how much did you pay for them?
See, I actually got these are like $4 a pop.
Oh yeah, these aren't real Cubans. Yeah. But I don't know, like, hey, Cubans are legal now. Like,
yeah, they are. They what would that have been? Molly, look that up.
Did that.
Molly, pull that shit up. Put you to use. I'm just kidding. Wait, did you start recording?
Yeah.
You did? Is it open?
Are we recording?
Yeah. No, it's minimized.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
sorry.
You're worried about the screen. I'm like, how do you even know that? She's a good producer. Let her do it.
No, she is. I'm fuck. Fucking
See,
2 beers, man.
You're like I want to film these vlogs and shit. Like, it'd be dope for me to have a producer cameraman. Like, At some point, I need to get to the point where I can pay to have an assistant. Like, that's one of my fucking goals. Like, I need to have a team that literally just follows me around. Because I got too much fucking ADHD to actually get everything done that I need to get done. Yeah, so if any of you guys, like, wants to join my team and not get paid, like, you guys can come to the company and, like, sew and do art with me. But, like, probably can't pay you yet. But I'll pay you soon. I promise. Promise, man.
What?
We gotta get paid with love now.
2016.
Love and learning.
Okay, that's what I thought. 2016. So it was initially Kennedy made it illegal. Wow. That's kind of a shitty move. I mean, that was obviously a politically motivated move because I think.
Well, yeah.
I think in that time we had tensions with Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the bad pigs. Do you know anything about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So I mean, that's you know, it's funny. You always think of Kennedy as being like this straight up fucking
what?
Well, at least that's what we think, but like that's what the
what? No.
You don't believe so?
Kennedy was a good president.
I guess that's what I'm saying.
Like, Kennedy was president in a weird fucking time, man. Soviets were doing weird fucking things. There was mind control shit going on. Like, Kennedy was president during a weird time, dude.
It's fucking true.
They want him. Like, why do you think he's dead, man? I don't know.
Yeah, that was...
Powers that be didn't like what happened when Kennedy got in office.
Yeah.
Sometimes certain presidents, they just get a little too close to things or something. I don't know.
The government's a fucking tricky game, man. Like, I wouldn't want to get involved in, like, that high up. Knowing some of the shit they have to know.
It's all puppeteering, too. It's just all fucking puppeteering.
It's all money.
Trump's a fucking puppet. Yeah. Trump's a fucking puppet. They're all puppets.
They fucking all are, man.
That's why I don't get involved in that fucking I hate Trump bullshit. Like, it's just... He is what he is, and the media portrays him how they want to portray him. There's a reason he got into office. There's a reason for all of it. Like,
yeah, it's true. People don't realize when you have a force that you're pushing so hard, the opposing force is going to come, tenfold. The further you push against that ideology, the more...
And they all know that. The media all knows that.
But, so, I mean, and that's kind of the thing. It's almost like an uneducated decision on their part. You would think that they'd be like, hey, we're just giving this guy so much fucking attention and power. I mean, we're just feeding him through a golden straw at this point. Although the last couple months he's been doing some fucked up shit. I used to think that he just automatically had in for 2020, him being Trump, but
yeah, I really did too. Know. I didn't want it, but like that's really what I thought. But I don't.
You don't even know. That's the thing. It's weird times.
This is the weirdest fucking year in history.
You fucking news serious? On the debates?
In recent history, this is the weirdest fucking... What debates? I don't fucking pay attention to this shit. There's too much fucking things going on in the news right now for you to pay attention to any fucking debate.
That's the truth. I
just saw a fucking Trump commercial on TV today. I don't watch TV. I was over at my grandma's house. TV was on. I saw a fucking Trump commercial. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's a real thing.
Oh yeah, did you see all this shit when it was?
Oh yeah, it's an election. He was bashing on Mike on the other guy, Biden.
Joey, good old Joey.
Joey. I don't do politics. Like it's just not my thing. I got a lot of opinions on politics, but I don't participate in this weird bipartisan system that we have set up. That like, how do I? There we go. It kind of adjusted itself. Am I good here? I don't even know, man. I just want to make sure they can hear me. I just want my voice heard.
As long as you're like within. There we go. Like, imagine my mic to be.
Just not used to having this fucking thing in my face. Like,
it's like Riley Reid. You ever see that? You know who Riley Reid is, right?
No.
Really?
No.
The porn star?
Well, oh yeah, yeah.
So there's,
I don't know him by name, man. I just pull my dick out, do the thing, and put it away. Go wash my hands, whatever. Like,
there's this thing
by name.
There's this.
I want to know more about you.
Oh wait, we are not gonna get to that. Holy shit. Molly, do you want to pull up the clip though? Do you want to pull up the clip of Riley Reid? There's this clip.
Are you about to show me porn?
It's
right
not
now?
porn.
He's about to show me porn right now.
We're not gonna.
He's showing me porn. You can't see it, but
no. Oh yeah, okay, YouTube.
And I bet he'll mute it too, so you don't hear the moaning. But He's about to show me
There's
porn
no warning.
right now.
It's not pornography, I promise. So fuck this guy, but this is like
It's clicks.
Is it sanitary?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I
What is
fuck
this?
at porn sets, so like.
no
Just
one's
watch.
no one's deep throated that mic. No, that's the guest mic.
Should I try?
I think so. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? All the dust in your mouth.
Okay, let me get a sip of water because I know
Can you
it's
go
gonna
ahead and
dry
just
my-
order
Riley
the
Reed's
mic
about to
come
deep
here,
throat the mic.
right now? Yeah. No, yeah, right after her. I want that mic. Actually, you know what? When you're done, take that mic.
I
off
can't
and
touch.
sit
This is
down.
Corona,
No,
dude.
put it
Have you
on.
sanitized this?
Somebody use
I
it when
know.
she's doing it.
I don't really give a shit.
Oh.
Oh shit!
God, wow.
Oh shit! Oh, she's doing all the faces.
Amazing.
oh
Dude,
yeah,
that thing
she
is
stole
huge.
you to it.
The girth on the thing is like.
Yeah, she was like
Did she
smiling
just
at that.
unhook
Like,
her jaw? Did
Oh,
she
she
just
loves
unhook
that
the
shit.
fucking jaw?
Amazing.
what do you think?
Oh, you asked me if I know who Riley Reed is. Of course, my dick like kind of responded. Like I just don't know the fuckers by name. I'm sorry. Like I respect you guys, but like I just don't know by name. It's just not what happens. Like I've been like since I was like fucking 13, just
You've
in
never
a dark
seen
room. You see some.
You've never seen the Riley Reed memes? She's
I
like,
don't know
she's
memes
like
by
one,
name
she's like
either.
The top. She's like the I don't know. She's like the fuck yeah spread it meme. That's her. That's the one she's famous.
Yeah, I don't know memes by name either.
You don't do you don't meme or anything like
No,
that.
I do memes, but like I just
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
them by name. It's just
I
like,
see.
hey, that's funny. Share it.
Riley Reed's kind of interesting character. Molly's favorite by far. She was on a podcast I was listening to, and
Really?
yeah, she actually
She would eat her dog.
yeah she said if that she would like full
Like,
on just eat
if
her
it
dog.
came down to it,
No, just that was the thing. It wasn't even like came down to it. It was like if her dog died, she would eat it.
oh, so that's not that weird. Like, so in a no.
Molly's face. Oh my fucking god.
Listen. I grew up in a place where hunting's normal as fuck, right? I grew up in the fucking sticks, dog. And like,
What
dude,
was that?
if you hunt and don't eat your animals, like if you don't eat like what you kill, then it's disrespectful to the animals.
Where was that though? The
Where-
Sticks.
Wapello, Iowa,
I'm not familiar. Like what part of the state?
like southeast Iowa, between like Burlington and Muscatine. So, like tiny town. I grew up with like, yeah, a town of like 2,000 people. I had like 52 people in my fucking graduating class, and I'm fucking holding this like it's just, this is the second microphone. I had 52 people in my graduating class, and oh fuck, it's still lit.
Damn, that's small. That's even smaller than me. Holy shit.
I went to the type of school where kids just like drove a tractor to school during homecoming week.
I remember that shit.
Like
too.
during homecoming week, right?
that was like the big thing.
Yeah, but
they
like,
were so proud of it too.
but like, or just because they felt like it too. Like the camo day during homecoming week. It's always fun, right? Everybody gets dressed out cute in some camo. No. That was just like, hey, dress a little bit more normal today. Like, dude, I grew up with a bunch of country fucks. Like, I didn't like the fucking town I grew up in. I was way different than everybody else. Plus, I was homeschooled, literally homeschooled, like sheltered a lot and everything, bro. Like
Damn.
until I was like 17.
you were homeschooled. Wait, so
I
you
was
were,
homeschooled.
So you were
Like,
homeschooled the whole time, or you were sheltered until
so
you were
I
17?
went to elementary school, like preschool through the end of 5th grade, and then my mom pulled me out and started homeschooling us. So I had like a good like social basis.
So did you have a certain reasoning for that?
My mom didn't like the shitty like don't give a fuck school district that we were in. So
So it was in pursuit of a better education, or,
and
or just
and
controlled.
like for lack of better words, I love you, mom. Religious control. Let's not get into that too much.
yeah, we don't have.
Like I love the fuck out of my mom, but I was definitely like sheltered a lot and kept from a lot of things. Probably why I rebelled so fucking hard once I did get a little bit of freedom. You know?
I mean,
It's
I
been a
can totally
crazy ride. My wild ass has fucking felonies and everything, dog. No reason to fucking beat around the bush about it because it's out there, you know. So it's like,
Yeah. So, just so we can get on track here, tell me a little bit about you, or tell us about what's your company, your designer? I'm gonna call it company, make you sound
so
bougie.
what's up, man? My name is Chef Develliot. I am the lead designer, the CEO, and the founder of Kitchen Fire Clothing, bro.
Kitchen Fire. There we go.
So, I mean, like, dude, tons and tons of people have brands. And, like, a lot of people over the last couple of years, we'll say the really fucking last 6-7 months, because that's since I've really gotten serious about this and started picking names and doing things and actually learning. There's not a lot for people to see yet, but that's just because I'm not ready to show them yet. I don't want to, like, put it out there till it's a fucking finished product. But I'll tell you this, there's a lot of people that have these brands, right? And there's a lot of people, anybody and their mom can figure out how to put a logo together and put it on a t-shirt and fucking sell it. That's not fashion, that's streetwear. Well, I mean, it could be anything. It's graphic design, but, like, I'm talking about streetwear. What I'm doing is much further than that. I'm trying to build an entire fashion brand. I'm trying to change things.
So you're almost using it as like an art form.
Yeah, oh yeah. And this year, this wild ass year is my fucking inspiration, man. Sorry, I have ADHD. You see, I'm just like,
I did notice that.
my bad if I don't like look at you. I love eye contact, man, but like sometimes I just get really like, whoa. Yeah, so like, where were we at? Bring me back to basis here.
So we were talking about your kitchen fire.
Kitchen Fire.
Fire, yep.
Yeah, Kitchen Fire. K?
KF.
I didn't spell a K. KTCHN. No I, no E. Fire. Kitchen Fire. We took the I and the E and put them in fire. I don't. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. I'm just fucking babbling. But it's going to be a very like in your face brand, and it's I feel like I can change things. I feel like I can do a lot of different things. But for this year, like, so we'll have t-shirts and we'll have a set of stuff that's out and available for you normally, right? But and that's part of the brand too, and we put a lot of effort and a lot of work into these t-shirts that we're about to be putting out. And I'm telling you, when I say this, man, I'm picky as fuck about the clothes I wear, dog. So that's why I want to make my own.
Yeah, that's important.
Like, I be spending too much time, like, I like this, but I wish it was over here, or some shit like that. So, like, that's why I started learning how to, like, customize and make my own clothing and shit. I don't know, like, can't really see it too much on this camera and nothing, but my pants and everything, they're all dope. Like, just because I made them myself.
Here, why don't you just stand up really quick?
What do you want me to, like, show my ass, too, bud?
I-
First off, I'm, like, sucking the camera. He's still got up the fucking porno of Riley Reid, and now he wants me to get up and show me your ass. What the fuck kind of show am I on here, man? I don't know. Like,
Nothing like that.
This is just weird. I'm a weirdo. Like, I'm on a leash. You can't even like here. I wish I could like fuck with it, but you can't really see too much. I don't know. They're dope. These are just some fucking. These are literally. I was road tripping it. You ask a lot of questions, don't ask where. I was road tripping it, you know, just driving around in the car, riding around with somebody who felt like drawing, so I drew on these while they were driving and shit. You know, pretty local and shit, you know, I didn't leave or go anywhere. But these are just fucking, these aren't even a good example, but most people would buy these, I guess. I don't know.
I still think it's really cool.
I'm an artist, so I'm like super self-critical, but like, the stuff that I put out for like what I'm planning a drop for the end of this year, and it's called the Icy Clearly Commemorative Collection.
Okay.
So Kitchen Fire's Icy Clearly Commemorative Collection, and it's not IC, it's ICY. So we freezing up in this bitch. It's winter time, you know what I mean? And it's 2020, man. Like, I can finally see everything clear in my life. I see my vision. I see what I want. Literally, I see it all so clear that I can close my eyes and put myself in my future self 5 years from now. I can look around my house, see what it looks like, feels like, talks like, thinks like, smells like. I can get in my car and drive my fucking 2023 BMW, bro. Like, I can drive my 2023 Mercedes-Benz truck, like, whatever the motherfucker, the G-Wagon. I'm in all the, like, I can put myself in my future self. I can literally just, like, get in my shit right now and just, like, feel it. It's crazy. So that's why it's, like, everything I'm doing right now, I'm literally even about to get 2020 in Roman numerals tatted under my fucking right eye. Because I see everything fucking clear this year, man. Everything. I see it. It's been a wild fucking year. It's beat the fuck out of me. This year's been insane.
This year has been insane.
Holy shit. But hard times make a tough fucking man, dog.
It's true.
Hard
no pain,
times
no
make
gain.
a tough man. Man, see, I could tell you be smoking these cigars. I had to put this motherfucker down. I literally, like, I'm a week free of sitting, of, like, smoking cigarettes. And this motherfucker's like, hey, you want to fucking smoke 20 of them in one sitting? Holy shit. I hope you know I'm not finishing. I'm definitely enjoying puffing on this. This is, like, well needed. Like, I feel like I earned it. And that's not how it's supposed to feel when you're quitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always said, like, when I did quit smoking cigarettes, like, for little bits of time, my joke when I took a cigarette from somebody was always like, hey, you know what the cool thing about quitting smoking cigarettes is? You can have one every now and then.
That was the logic that I always had for a while.
I fucking love the things, dude. I
Yeah.
really do. I know they're not good. You don't have to fucking tell me. Like, nobody has to fucking tell anybody that cigarettes aren't good for us. We all know that.
Yeah.
We all do. We really know it's
Those
not an
commercials
issue.
that they have these days are ridiculous. The anti-smoking ads. They're a little.
Well, you still gotta keep telling the kids, I guess.
It's true, but like what they
When
specifically.
a fucking grown ass person tries to tell me, a grown ass person, that cigarettes are bad for me, no shit. Like, I get it. If you don't like to be around me, whatever, you don't like to smell a cigarette. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. But like, I don't know. I really think I am gonna quit right now, but it's just like, man, I fucking love the things. The social experience of a cigarette has got me into so many better situations that I can fucking count, dude.
You know that is true. That is the thing I really miss.
One of
about
the
smoking
easiest
cigarettes.
fucking ways to interact with somebody
Exactly.
in a bar setting, a party setting.
Fuck,
just
even
like,
at work. You know.
even at work, dude, you can run into somebody way higher up than you. You smoke a cigarette with them every other fucking day on your break. Now you get to know the guy.
You have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
That's way ahead of somebody who doesn't.
You have 10 minutes of conversation with that guy every other fucking
unfiltered,
day.
like, and
because he's smoking a cigarette.
exactly,
He's
like
relaxed.
he doesn't want anything to do with work. He's like, I want my 5-10 minutes where I just do not have
to
to
talk
think about work.
about like anything outside of
Talk
this
about
motherfucker.
slaying pussy
Like, we
and
don't
getting
like the
fucked up,
guy.
whatever, you
We
know?
don't like the guy that sits out on break and he's like, oh, fuck that motherfucking shit that we got going on in there. I fucking hate it. Spending 10 minutes bitching about what you got to go back into inside. I want to talk about what the fucking next thing I'm gonna do or something. What are we gonna do when we get off work, buddy?
Yeah, right?
Like, fuck work anyways, man. That's why I want to be my own fucking boss, dude. I can't do it. I can't fucking work for somebody. I fucking hate it, man.
I fucking hate
I'm
that
job
shit,
hunting right now, and like, I fucking hate applications. Literally earlier, fucking filling out an application, spend like 30 fucking minutes on it. The site crashes, server goes down. Are you fucking serious? I get back on there, and the thing I spent the last 15 minutes on is erased. So they got my fucking address on there still. But the fucking work history, education's all erased and shit. Fuck that, man. I hate this shit.
Oh yeah, retyping
And, like,
all that.
Like, I don't mind the paper things, or like when I could walk in. Like, I don't like me getting a job right now. Like, I've bounced around a lot, dude. Like, just to fucking whatever jobs, a bunch of dead end shit. Fuck all of that.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
so
I
like,
think-
I look good on the application when you read me on the computer. Just like, but like, if you meet me in person, you're probably gonna give me the job because I could talk you out of your own fucking pants. Okay, that was a little. I didn't mean that the way it sounded. Like,
I know what
meaning
you're saying,
I
though.
could sell anything. Like, I can sell myself.
Well, no,
can
and
sell it.
I get what you're saying, because I think that's what we're missing out on with this whole age of like you know, I don't know what the job scene is right now amongst COVID, but like if it's anything like before, you know, it's online searching through like endless fucking forums and pages and just like filling out. It's the whole personal experience of like going in and picking up an application. You know, that's an opportunity where you can, you know, make an impression even doing that.
Yeah, that's easier.
But,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you go in, you walk into a place, you ask for the manager, and you ask the manager for an application.
It's
you
like
get the chance to shake the manager's hand. Well, maybe not now, COVID-19 and shit. Just be like, give him a solid fucking shoulder, dog. And then, like, you get to know him a little bit. You get to look the motherfucker dead in their eye. You get to show him your character, yourself, like you talk, you walk a little bit, not much. Some older managers, they know they're fucking, you know, they've seen it all. They know my type. But I don't know. Some people people either like me or they fucking hate me. That's how it is with interviews. Either an interview goes great or the guy just sits there and he looks at me like this.
Have you done a lot of interviews before?
Yeah. Dude, I've had a lot of fucking jobs.
Damn.
Bounced around a lot.
Oh my God. Wow. This is what two brains do. 2 beers.
Where were you
brain.
at?
I was at like interviews like this. Jesus.
Oh yeah, no, I've never done nothing like this ever. Had an interview on the fucking news one time for like a school thing, but that's about it.
Damn.
I looked good in a chef's uniform.
Chef's uniform. Oh, yeah. Okay, so
you want to talk about some origins?
Let's get into that. Let's get into that.
You want to talk about some origins, chef? So like,
let's get into that.
Yeah, like obviously, chef wasn't my real name or my original name, but like, Chef's fucking he's
well, so you
sometimes my brain just shuts down. Hold on. Back to it. So yeah, dude, I love to fucking cook, and for the longest fucking time I thought I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to own my own restaurants. I've always wanted to be my own boss. And I wanted to own my own restaurants and really get the get into that. So I went to school for it. I started school for it after like I got out of school. Worked a couple years at a job. Good job. Fucking way too much money. Don't go into debt. Like, don't buy a car when you get your first good job out of high school, kids. It's not a good idea.
Right.
Bought a brand new car. Still owe money on it. Bad idea. Whatever. Shh, don't tell them. I think they might still be looking for me. Fuck, where were we? Oh, yeah. So like, I started school, dropped out of school just so like some crazy shit happened. Plus, conversations with my own professor. He was like, this isn't the type of thing that you really need to pay somebody to teach you. Like, this is the type of thing you get out there, you fucking do it, and that's how you learn. Yeah, like, it's cooking. True. Like, that's what you do in class. Like, when you take culinary, when you go to culinary school, they literally put you in a kitchen, but it's not functioning like a normal kitchen that you get paid to work in. Like,
it's not even close.
A normal kitchen that you, like, even you say you get out of school, you have like you're stupid enough. Sorry for all you wonderful culinary graduates. Say you're stupid enough to pay $70,000 and go to school for 4 fucking years to be a chef, and you get out of school and you have a lot of experience, but you want to go to these big high end restaurants, right? You're gonna get a job as a dishwasher. Maybe a line cook, maybe a prep cook. Like, you're just, like, you're going to be doing the menial fucking tasks for a long time. Unless you open your own shit and you decide to be your own boss.
Well, and the pay margin doesn't...
Yeah.
The pay margin doesn't, like, equate. Like, the amount of money you pay for school doesn't equate in your job.
No, and it won't for 10 to 15 years after.
A decade at least.
It takes way too long. It's not worth it. Especially, with, like... I mean, yeah, like, they say the menial income is gonna be like 45 or 65,000. They're like, it's kind of awkward to just stop talking and puff on. Right. They say that it's gonna be like 45 to 65. Like, pastry chef was always the highest one. Like, but I'm not into baking, so I'm not gonna do that. Like, I worked in restaurants for fucking the last. I'm 24, almost 25 now. I've been working in restaurants since I was like 15 on and off. There's only been like, I've only had 2 jobs now that weren't, 3 if you count the little grocery store that weren't food somehow, fast food, or like mostly restaurants. I've worked in a Korean restaurant, a French Italian restaurant, pizza restaurants. I've worked in fine dining. I've worked in a couple different barbecue restaurants. Like, cooking, serving, I've done all of it, man. Like, I'm just burnt out on it, and I won't do it again. looking for a job right now just to get me through, you know, while I'm fucking supporting my dream, supporting my vision, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather sleep on my couch, on my grandma's couch, and pay for a space for me to do art in. Like, I have a studio and shit. Like, I would rather sleep on my grandma's couch and pay for this studio that I got than be comfortable living at home. Like, that's how serious I am about my dream here. Like,
Damn.
Like, that's how dead ass fucking serious about this. I would rather be like literally homeless and make sure that I got a space to do my work and shit at than anything else. It's all about my work. Like, that's all I want to do is be my own boss. Otherwise, this whole working for somebody shit's gonna drive me fucking nuts. You're gonna find me babbling under a bridge like a hobo somewhere. I don't know, bro. Dead ass. I'm a Sagittarius. I'll wander this planet if I don't get my way. You don't know how bad I want to just get in the car. When I got my stimulus check, right, I was broke for 3 fucking weeks because of the layoffs and shit. And then I spent some time in my mom's. Wasn't a good thing. Got in a dark place down there. As soon as all the money hit, I had like $3,000 in my bank account within the first week and a half. It was literally so hard. I was sitting at a hotel with my friend. I was like, you know, there's literally almost nothing stopping me from driving in the car. Like, why not? I'm a young kid with a pocket full of cash. Nothing to fucking hold me back. Why would I not go where I want to go? $3,000 is enough to move. And I've got the skills to get a job anywhere the fuck I want. That's one thing about cooking, man.
Yeah,
if you know how to cook in a restaurant, you can go anywhere in the world and get a job that'll pay you enough to live.
Yeah.
At least you might have to get a couple of them or whatever in some places, but
yeah, it's
almost anywhere.
It's a hard skill to keep with, and like emotionally it's draining. But if you can do it, I mean,
wine cooking's it's hard work.
Yeah,
hard work, long hours, not enough.
Well, I mean,
ooh, excuse me. Woo.
Well, and it's kind of weird in this time what's going to happen with all that, with all the COVID, how that's going to affect all the restaurants in the industry. Probably a good thing to I don't know. Personally, I'm glad I'm not.
Oh no, it sucked.
Yeah,
it sucked. I was making I would make anywhere from $700 to $800 a week as a server before COVID.
Damn.
There were sometimes I would make more than that. Sometimes I'd make a little less than that. But it usually would average out to about $750, $800 a week, and that's pretty fucking good for a 24-year-old that didn't go to college, doesn't have any real. That's why a lot of people end up being a server for so long. You'll work with people that are literally 40 and they're still serving tables. 50, they're still serving tables, and it's a job that you can live on, but there's not that much more.
Well, that's the thing. Now it's, who really knows?
I don't have anything against people that do decide to do that. I just personally, I need way more from my life than that.
No, I get
I know the potential of what's going on in my brain. I know that my brain is the most powerful fucking thing on the planet. And if I want to do something, I can fucking do it. That's why I don't want to stay in this fucking restaurant industry anymore. I wanted to be a chef because I fucking love to cook, dude. My name's Chef. I earned it, dog. I can whip it up, bro. I told you. I said I worked in Italian, French, Korean, fine dining, all that. I can cook, bro. I love I'd fucking walk in your kitchen right now, open the fridge up, and whip you some shit the fuck up, dog. I told you I cuss a lot too. But it's I don't really. It killed it doing it every day. It's like a shoemaker that doesn't wear shoes, right? Or something like a shoe shiner that doesn't have shoes. I don't know. It's it happens a lot. I cook, so I don't want to cook, and it's does a truck driver want to drive a truck when he's off work? It's not the same. They're on the road for 6 months. Well, no, okay, so normal. There's daytime 8-hour shift truck driving jobs.
Yeah,
do you think that guy wants to get home and drive everywhere?
No,
probably not. No. So as a chef, you get home and you eat pizza rolls and cream cheese bagels.
See, that's the bad part. That's the bad
flip
noodles,
side
of working in the food service. Is you're so sick of dealing with food all day. The last thing you want to do is go home and fucking cook.
Bro, literally one of my favorite things in the world is and y'all might hate me for this because I know y'all don't like him, but literally be in my kitchen cooking, bumping Russ, because that man is a fucking genius, bro.
So, would you say he's your favorite? I know. So you don't really do a lot with hip hop, but you're pretty.
Oh, I love hip hop.
You love it.
I'm always I'm involved with it. I plan to be a manager and stuff at some point.
Yeah, and I wanted to get into that with you
make
too.
Music, I don't know.
I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you don't need to get into who you've been client, who you've had as clients if you want to, but like, what kind of
I
goes
haven't really
into-
had any clients.
Okay.
I mean, there's been like talks with buddies and shit, and like ultimately right now I've just decided I can't be a manager. So like I haven't really had any clients or anything like that. I've done promotion. I've done party promotion and stuff like that. And I really fucking like that gig, but honestly, I just don't think I have enough self-control. Like, it's a drug scene. And I don't think I have enough self-control right now to really just get involved with that and not let it consume me. Like, I need to just, like, step back for a while from that. And plus, it took up a lot of time. I guess it really didn't, but it's just, like, I would let it take up too much time. Plus, if you really want to be involved in some other stuff, like the EDM scene, like, there's shows 5 times a week.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're, like, really in with, like, Johnny and them, and they're fucking dope. I love Johnny, like, and they put on some great shows. So it's, like, if you really want to get involved in that, it's just, like, a really, like, it's a grind. And I love them all. Austin, Stutterbox, and them. I know you had Austin and Lolo on here. Like, those are two of my homies. They're fucking great dudes.
Fuck yeah.
And, like, I'm going to be working at Austin's
field trip,
festival.
right?
Yeah, I'll be working at his festival next month. Shit, next month. That's in August. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna go, right? I think that was the plan.
Yeah, definitely.
We're definitely
Can't
gonna
wait. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but I can, I'll be there the whole time.
Yeah. So what are you gonna be doing? Did they give you any details?
I don't know yet, but like I'm down for whatever.
Just involved?
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Like it's all about like helping the local scenes, local cultures out, and like helping people out that's around here. I want to be involved. I really don't even care if I get paid a lot right now. It's like I don't want to get paid. Like it's just we're gonna do it, and we're gonna all help each other out because I want to see everybody else succeed.
See, and I really appreciate your spirit, because you do you do really have that mentality where it's like it's kind of all of us, and we're all trying to bring flavor and art and everything to the scene. You don't really seem to be about money or like trying to screw anyone.
So even as we start releasing T-shirts and stuff, through Kitchen Fire, so like you're gonna see a lot of like comic book stuff where Chef's like getting into it, like with all these different characters and stuff, and like it's always gonna be a collaborative. I want to reach out to any artist. So and if you guys are watching and you guys do like comic book or like anime, manga, like fuck, we could even make some hentai. Anybody want to make some chef hentai, whatever. But you got to make your own character. Talking about some biddies out there. So like anybody that wants to like make these, I want to do collaborative stuff, and I want to see like these artists like make their own character version of me, and like then put their own character version of themselves into it, and then like get them into some weird situations. Like it's Kitchen Fire. We're about to burn the fucking kitchen out, bro.
So you want to become a comic book character? Basically,
yeah, literally.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's isn't that any guy's dream?
It's not, yeah, but like it's gonna be like a manga style, a graphic novel. It's gonna be like it's not like no kitty like superhero shit. I guess
like
it is,
gritty and serious and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess it is because like I'm telling you, I'm an interdimensional traveler. That's like some comic book shit, doesn't it? Like it doesn't sound real to you, but I'm telling you it's true. So
that's like
might
some
as well put it in a fiction way for you right there. So, like I want everybody that collaborates with me to put themselves into this like fictional scene where they're getting into stuff with themselves and stuff like that. That'll be one way that we're kind of doing T-shirts and stuff throughout the future and like posters, whatever. I really want to turn like Kitchen Fire and its parent corporation, ADV Culture, which stands for Artistry, Development, and Vision. And like so that'll be I want to turn this all into like a cultural movement and a collaborative vision where we can run an entire company where everyone that's involved in the company is their own boss in a way. So like not everybody, of course, like there's going to be certain things involved with the company. So if I want to start an entertainment company, you want to own everything. So you're going to have employees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At some point. But like, if I want graphic design work for my company, I don't need to pay it. Like, I don't need to have somebody on my payroll that's my boss. I want to have somebody that's their own boss, that's driven in their own, like that decides what they do for themselves. I want somebody that's driven like myself working with me. So I'm going to outsource all of my work.
So you want to give your potential employees a lot of creative freedom, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't want them really to be my employees unless it's for doing like menial tasks. And not menial, but like doing
employee in the sense that you're paying them.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. So like contracted work is what I want to do a lot of in the future. I want it to all just be a collaborative effort, and I want to create this space for artists. Now, this ADV culture thing. This will come along, like, you know, a few years into this. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have like literally like a 5-10 year plan. Like, I literally have this like mapped out, man. And because I'm that serious about it, and I want to do it all. Like, my main goal is to achieve as much as I can in my 20s. Fuck, like, I've taken so long to drug my feet, and that's one thing. Like, you can beat yourself up over it, but like, I've also learned lately that I've just like got this journey that I've had to go on before I can get to this point where my mind is working the way it is now. And it's still not working great, and I'm still learning how to tackle it and like how to grow through certain things.
Oh yeah,
I
mean, that's life,
it
man.
all.
Figuring out.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
So
figuring out your mental, how you work in society, all your mental shit. Yeah, I mean, that's what life's all about.
Yeah,
Figuring it out.
Yeah. So like, but right now I'm going to be focused on Kitchen Fire. But like this ADV culture thing, I want to be able to create a space where artists of any fucking like realm, like graphic design, photographers, models, singers, songwriters, painters, people that draw, people that paint, people that fucking sculpt, all of it. I want them all to have this like company that they can go to source everything that they need for affordable prices, and like be able to handle things like, say it's a music artist. We want to be able to have like a recording studio that they can use. We want to be able to have, like, they would sign a contract with us where they use our facilities and our stuff, but like they're still creatively free. They still own all their music. But we want to create this like really moral and very like I say we, but it's me right now. So if anybody wants to join, like I said, we won't pay you well, but like love, happiness, and learning, it's pretty good pay to me.
Hey, you know, when they were making Apple computers in their garage, they weren't getting paid well then either, you know.
I like that statement, man. That's a, whoa! He must believe in me or something. This motherfucker. Yeah, I got tails. I'm gonna just pet this awkwardly the rest of the time.
Okay, so get into that. You kind of explained it the first time I met you, but so what's up with the tails?
What's up with it?
It's
like
like
a foxtail. I saw it. It's cool. I liked it.
Is it like a spiritual thing or religious thing?
No, I just saw it.
Like
it was cool and I liked it. I met this dude at the first like show that I did. I was selling vintage clothes at CultureCon in January, and there was this dude that had a booth. It's Luna Creations. He does leather work around here, and he like. This was the first thing that caught my eye. I literally walked over. The first $20 I made, literally, it was my first time like selling my vintage clothes. I had sold some stuff with when I came up with the name ADV Culture. It was originally my first fashion brand, and I just kind of scrapped that. I wasn't happy with it, and it wasn't it. And I'd sold some of that stuff at like an art show. It was just like, it wasn't tie dye. I approached like bleach dyeing with a lot different ways. I was like putting like logos and shit on it with bleaching.
Yeah,
and it wasn't the wave. It wasn't a sustainable trend. It wasn't. So and plus I wasn't set on the name. I love the name, but it wasn't set for a fashion name. Like ADV Culture is solid. It stands for artistry, development, and vision, and that's all I want to promote through the rest of my life. So I want this company to be able to do that. And then why I said I want to achieve as much success as I can in my 20s is because in my 30s I want to be able to teach other people how to achieve it. Like, I've had a fucking rough path, dude. Like, I've been in and out of trouble with the law. I got felonies. Like, I've been to jail. Like, I got tattoos. I'm about to cover my whole fucking body in tattoos. I make lots of bad decisions, but like, I want kids to know that just because they fuck up and don't, like, I'm 25 and like basically been homeless and like bouncing around, but like I'm cool with where I'm at. Like, I'm happy with where I'm at because I know where I'm going. So like, people got to understand that first of all, there's a struggle that's going to happen before you make it. You're not just going to get it. You're not just going to get the shit
every
handed
time.
to you.
Yep.
Ever. And then you're not like, I want people to understand that this fucking mind that they got is the most powerful fucking thing on this goddamn planet. I shouldn't even say goddamn because I respect my creator so much, but like, because God doesn't, damn it, God loves it. But you know what I mean. I'm bad with my language. Sorry, Father. You're laughing, but I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I understand why you laugh because I made it a joke, but God knows I'm serious. ADD, man. Where were we?
Well, let me ask you this. So, like, you want to... So you do your goal is to do merch. Do you want to do? It seems like you want to do a lot of in-house. Is that what I'm gathering?
In-house,
Yeah.
everything. So
yeah.
Well, in the beginning, I know I'm gonna have to outsource a lot of stuff for printing and stuff, but like, yeah, I do literally plan like in the future to own a full-on warehouse that houses everything that's needed for ADV culture. I want art studios in the building. I want production studios. I want it to be like a massive compound, like that. Not massive, but like why not massive? I got big ass dreams. I'll be a billionaire one day, buddy. Watch it. And like I literally want. Like, you know, some, like, Rob Dyrdek Fantasy Factory type shit, dog.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Rob Dyrdek Fantasy Factory?
Molly, pull that shit up.
Fucking Dude, did you watch NTV at all?
No, I didn't.
Has Logan with
He's still got this fucking Riley Reid porn up here. Holy shit. Oh, shit, I've had the mic the wrong way. Can you hear me and stuff in your...
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
I'm good. See, I told you I'm loud. I could sit, like, over there and you'd hear me. You're worried about hearing fireworks. I don't really hear too many
So what,
people.
this is a movie?
What? No,
Or-
it's a fucking
it's a show,
TV
okay.
show. Rob Dyrdek was a skater, and he had this factory that had, like, a skate shop in it. Like, it's just a big-ass warehouse. And he had, like, this one guy had a fashion brand in there, and there was other people that worked in there and shit. I don't want to create this collaborative space like this, but, like, fucking much bigger, dog. Like, this shit's tiny compared to what the fuck I want, bro. And that's DC. That's one of the biggest names in the skate world ever. So like, you want to talk about dreams, bro? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm looking at Rob Dyrdek, like, yeah, he did it up, but like, I'm gonna fucking do it up bigger. And I want to do it all entertainment style like this. Why? Like, this isn't the same as a vlog. Technically, it's a TV show, but like,
You can
vlogs are
incorporate
becoming
it.
the same thing as TV shows right now. Like,
Fuck yeah.
If you want, and really, like, traditional TV is being replaced by modern forms of entertainment, YouTube, movie streaming.
So I don't mean to interrupt. That's actually a really good segue because I want to talk to you about this, about like social media. Do you have like an opinion on that?
Dude,
Like
it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I think you and I can agree on that. So
Fucking hate social media.
to me,
But it's gonna make me a lot of money.
And that's the thing. That's the thing, man. Is people do make a lot of money off it. So people, it's so hard to like just say, it's so hard for these companies to like really make these like productive decisions that are like good for humanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very self-centered and
Social media is people like. So I'm a Christian, but I like do believe in the evolution of man. Like, so they wonder. People are always like, "Oh, dude, if evolution's real, then where's our wings at, man?" Well, first of all, we probably went through that stage. If we evolved that slowly, which I don't know that it's necessarily the way that science has completely turned out to be.
it's a
But, like, if you look at Christianity and all that, like the Book of Genesis, they line up with evolution, all that. If you get me on that tangent, it'll be a whole other podcast. We can get on there and talk about religion and spirituality another time. I'm dead serious. If you want to do another one later in a few months, we can talk about crazy stuff on that level.
Yeah.
But I would want to be more prepared for a conversation like that. I would want to have notes and stuff like that. Where was I at with this? The segue was
social media.
Oh yeah. So I think like evolutionary steps, man. They're like, where's my wings, dude? Your wings are in your fucking pocket. This is
Right?
This device gives you access to all of the knowledge that exists on this planet currently.
Yeah.
All of it.
It's
Even knowledge that we don't know about is accessible through deeper parts of the web. The web, like the fucking internet that we see, like it's like a fucking iceberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see the top of it and it's just floating up there and you see it. That's the internet that we have social media on.
Mm-hmm.
This social media. That's the internet where this stuff exists, but like that's just the tip of the iceberg. The dark web.
Yeah.
The deep web. And then there's the bottom tip of the iceberg that's like fucking 100 yards down.
You ever you do dark web surfing ever?
I have one time.
I never have.
One time. I was surfing around. I clicked on some shit. It was just really weird. It was uncomfortable. It wasn't like none of the kid shit or nothing fucking absolutely horrific like that. But like, it was just, I don't know, it was a fucking weird place and I just wasn't that comfortable. Then I got around and looked around on Silk Road 2.0 and shit. And like, looked at all that, you know. If you know, you know. But I've never used it or anything like that. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're down, I mean, I understand if you don't want to, but
No, I was just standing. I was just, you know what I mean? I wasn't. I mean, I was there protesting, but I wasn't involved. So the one in the middle there, that's just a cool video. Play that real quick.
yeah.
It's only 20 seconds. Play that. I just
So
this one's just ironic as fuck. And this
So
shows you how big
one
the
second,
march was.
Molly, let's pause it just
Excellent.
for people tuning in. So this, who might not have the context. So this
Oh, yeah,
is
okay, my bad.
No, you're good. So right around the time George Floyd, that terrible thing happened to him. There were obviously a lot of protests around.
9 minutes on his neck, people.
Yeah, well, 8:46, I believe it was. 8 minutes 46
9
seconds.
minutes.
Yeah, essentially 9 minutes. But
9 minutes with a knee on the back of his neck while he pled for his life and begged for his mom that died 2 years ago.
yeah, that's some disturbing footage, definitely.
Most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
Cold-blooded murder.
Oh, 110%. I mean, probably one of the most, in terms of like the public scope and like what the media is showing us, is probably one of the worst things that I think the public's probably ever seen. But anyways,
Well, I mean, we've seen more gruesome acts of public murder, but
yeah.
like absolutely. But
Well, I guess just like the malice of it and everything.
the fact that it happened here.
Exactly.
I mean, like,
I think that made it worse than anything
that's
else.
why would that happen here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just, we've seen these shootings, but that one was literally slow and
It was a
merciless.
slow,
merciless
painful
death.
death.
And so was Elijah McCain.
The who, sorry?
Elijah McCain.
Is that-
He died about a year ago in Aurora,
okay.
Colorado.
Oh,
And
I did hear about Colorado.
The kid, we're not like I don't think the kid was autistic, but I've read a lot of blog posts like from autistic mothers with their opinions on the thing, and the Elijah, the way that he was described and the way he acted and talked in the videos, he seemed to be on the spectrum somewhere, and there's a wide range on that spectrum. I don't know if he was or not. Like, I really don't. And I'm not saying that Elijah McCain was autistic, but he was different.
Yeah.
He was a lot different. And different people that are very, very different respond different ways to touch and control. And second of all, Elijah McCain was walking.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about. I haven't heard about this. So go into it.
Elijah McCain, last year he was a 20-something-year-old. Forgive me, I really don't know enough about this. I really just
Molly,
found out
do you mind
this a couple
maybe
weeks
pulling
ago.
that up in a different tab? Elijah, what was it? Elijah
McClain.
Elijah McClain. Okay.
See, I've been saying it wrong. I don't know enough.
Show
This
a
is
photo.
just resurfacing right now. See, obviously 3 hours a minute
Yeah.
ago, 1 hour. This is just going right now. Elijah McClain was a young man who was killed by the Aurora Police Department. And Elijah McCain was just walking home from a convenience store with some iced tea from his brother, doing absolutely nothing. Somebody called 911 and said, "I see a young man wearing a mask walking down the street." Now, this was a year ago. People weren't really wearing masks, so it was a little bit different. Yes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a time of year. It was about this time of year a year ago. So summertime, Aurora, Colorado. It's chilly at night, but it's not. So he was wearing a jacket, a mask, and I think a beanie. And
Oh wait, that's it right there.
there's a
Sorry.
video of him at the yeah. See, it was because he was a little different. He was anemic. He had a blood condition that made him get cold very easily. So that's why he's wearing a coat, a whole mask, and everything. He's very easily cold. He's an anemic kid, and so that's why he's wearing the mask. You see him at the convenience store. He turns around. He bows to the man. It was a whole pleasant interaction. He was every single fucking person that ever encountered this kid said he was a very, very, very pleasant individual. On his lunch breaks from work, he went to the animal shelter and played his violin for kittens.
Damn.
This man, so somebody called 911. They said, 911 says, "Does he have a gun?" No. Well, I don't think there's a gun. Okay, so do you think he's doing anything bad? I really don't know if he's a good person or a bad person, but he has a mask and it seems suspicious. That's what the 911 caller basically had said. And so the cops pull up on this guy, and he doesn't really pay attention. He's got headphones in. He's not really paying much attention.
Yeah, okay.
And he does start resisting a lot. But not a lot.
Well, but
these cops literally, they did the whole thing to him. They did the whole knee thing, And they administered when the ambulance got there to take him because he was acting different. So the ambulance got there. They gave him a dose of ketamine. They gave him a 500 milligram dose of ketamine. Bro, I've used ketamine recreationally, dog. Ketamine, you take like less than 100 milligrams of it just to get a little high on it. And then if you want a fucking K-hole, you take 500. You don't even take... If you want a K-hole, bro, you take like 150, 200 milligrams.
So
they gave him a fucking 500 milligram a dose of ketamine after sitting on his fucking neck.
Okay, so
for like however long.
So
this is another gruesome video. This is almost as bad as the George Floyd video.
So I just want to try to understand. So that when the ambulance arrived, they gave him ketamine.
Yeah. So the cops,
Really?
the cops even said like that's a standard procedure
Really?
for somebody who's acting like that and that they can't control very well. Or so they said.
Yeah.
Elijah McClain in the video, he's pleading and he's like, I'm a vegetarian. I wouldn't even kill a fly. Like he's proclaiming his non-violence the entire video. You hear it. Play it. Actually, play the Elijah McClain pleading audio if you can. Videos, yeah.
Type
There's
audio after pleading and then hit the video bar.
Pleading audio, yeah. There we go.
Maybe.
It's kind of a long video here.
Yeah.
I would
don't know if we
have
time
to
for the
kind of
whole
like
thing.
scroll through it myself, but like this kid was literally pleading for his life, and
Stop right there.
kind
Here,
of
we can watch the first little bit of it.
Hey, stop right there.
no, move forward.
Stop.
Move forward
Stop.
towards the
Stop.
end.
Stop. I have a right.
Like find once he's like on the ground and the cops are on.
But even
Here, listen.
that beginning, I mean, I'm pausing that really quick. Even that beginning part, he was like really aggressive towards that person.
Yeah,
like that cop.
immediately.
Like stop. Like
Yeah.
no, it's not even handle that
immediately.
situation.
Immediately, the cops were aggressive with this man, and he ended up dying that night. He was guilty of absolutely nothing. And even if he was guilty of something, you are afforded.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be killed.
The right to the fact you are innocent until you're proven guilty in this country.
You know, and that's the
it doesn't matter if they have you dead to your rights. You are innocent until proven guilty.
You know, and that's
in
what
this
really
country.
pisses me off about the whole George Floyd thing is when people talk about the fact that I don't even know if this is lighter. Fuck.
I have one.
You
I
do?
have it. Maybe. Yes.
Is it blue?
I
it is.
do.
You're a lighter thief. How dare you?
The worst lighter thief ever. But no, back to Elijah McClain.
So the thing that really pissed me off is like I don't know if this is true, but there was speculation at least that he had methamphetamine and fentanyl in the system, and that obviously.
Oh, okay. Back to George Floyd.
Yeah. So it's this
So
one.
we'll talk about maybe a little dicier case then. That's the most recent one. Elijah McClain's really coming.
Well,
right
okay.
now.
So the point I'm trying to make is what you emphasize on is that even if he was doing illegal shit,
okay.
they should not.
You scared me there for a
No,
second.
you're fine. No, it's no.
I got my shoulders tensed up. I got combative, bro. You don't know the shit I've been dealing with on Facebook. I just like.
No, I get it. No, I guess no. Like what I'm saying.
Surprise me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying though is like even if that all was true, that even if George Floyd was a criminal, it doesn't matter. The police should not have taken that action against him. It doesn't matter what the fuck he did. That's, I mean, when people are in a discussion, they bring that up. That just boils my blood. You're taking away from the fucking point.
It's called a red herring fallacy.
What was it?
A red herring fallacy is okay. The best example of red herring. Did you ever watch like the Scooby Doo shit where they were in high school? Like there was this.
Weren't they in high school the whole time?
No, there was like another like an actual one where they were still just in high school where they were younger.
Like this.
Have you seen it, Molly?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
I've seen Scooby-Doo on and
I was
off, but-
really into Scooby-Doo. Like that's my dogs.
Really?
Like Shaggy and Scooby, those are my dogs. But
that's
so like
dope.
Red Herring was a character on the show, and while they were trying to solve these hauntings or whatever Scooby-Doo and the crew do, Fred would always be trying to blame. I saw that. They saw that. possible. She like ducked
My
down.
slave.
She ducked down like they wouldn't be able to see her. She ducks down like they would. You should just walk fast next time because there's no ducking.
You know, the
She's literally
viewership at this
girl.
point is probably really low. So,
It doesn't matter, man. It
doesn't matter, no.
You always got to treat it like you got a viewership of 100
and you
million,
know what, man? And that's the thing. Like, all the criticism that I've come under since I've started this thing, I don't fucking care. I did not start this thing to like appease anyone. I literally started this because I was like, you know what? I'm sick of trying to rap and like trying to do all that shit. I just want to do something that I don't give a fuck about what people think. I just get a mic and
fun.
just have fun.
Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having fun. You're having fun.
I'm having a great fucking time.
Who gives
man.
a?
This is the
well,
30th
you're
episode.
Right. Like, who gives a fuck what thinks about it? What people think about it, and who gives a fuck? Like, you have a great way to just meet people in the community that are doing something. Mm-hmm. And like now, if I really want to like I see you as a person that can connect me with other people in the community because you do know a lot of people. Just because, like, you know, T-Bear and Ray West, right?
Yeah. Well,
did you have them on here?
I did.
How were they?
It was good. It was good. So
they're cool guys.
Yeah.
I met them at a show. I met them at a Stevie Stone show that Jordy Flash opened up for. I went to see Jordy.
I know Jordy. Well, I don't know him, but I've heard of him.
Jordy's one of my best fucking friends, bro. I fucking love Jordy.
I want to get him on, but I haven't gotten.
He's an interesting character. You think I'm weird? Who? You meet Sad Boy Samurai. That was a weird motherfucker right there. I don't know. I might be weirder. He probably is. He definitely is. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
I used to work with T-Bear back at Ramada, where he still works.
Oh,
I worked there for a short stint, so
Cool,
that's
cool.
how I know him.
Yeah, I like they have some YouTube channel or something, don't they?
Well, they do a lot. I think they just put out a new single I don't know.
I saw them perform. They actually it was cool. We were at Lefties, and I showed up for Jordy, and they came on a couple acts after Jordy, and they definitely had their own little crowd because Lefties was like it wasn't empty, but like their people come in and they had a little crowd in front of them, and then after they got off stage, like quite a bit of people left. Actually, it was weird. Like it wasn't weird. It was that I was like, okay, I see y'all.
That's dope.
I see y'all. Y'all brought the team with you.
You know, the thing I really like about their music is like it really crosses the bridge between that old school vibe and like what's going on right now. I think they've really hit that balance.
Yeah, they're cool. They're definitely cool. Like they're different. They're different, and it's like it's really real. Like it's not like I've my only really encounter with them is that one concert, and then they like filmed a little thing with me afterwards. He got everybody that wanted to do a little shout out. Let them do a shout out. Nice. I don't know where the video is or anything like that. I was bad at like keeping up with them afterwards, but they definitely made an impression on me that night.
So before we get any further, let's play this footage. So.
Oh yeah, we definitely got off topic.
Yeah, so
going back to the George Floyd.
Yeah, all this George Floyd shit. So I don't know how to phrase this. You were present at the protest that happened in Des Moines.
Oh yeah,
and you had you had footage that was very surprising. Your video actually
surprising.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking, terrifying.
Yeah,
surprising is a weird
understatement. Yes.
No, I'm not trying to be rude. It definitely is.
No, you're fine.
So yeah, well, first of all, this is the second night of protest in Des Moines, Iowa.
This is the second night. Okay.
Yeah,
Molly,
and you'll see right here. Start from the beginning. This is a peaceful march. There was a huge turnout. We started and we marched all over the city, and it was peaceful. We got to the courthouse, and yes, there were rowdy people.
Well, I mean, yeah,
there were rowdy people that started doing rowdy things at the courthouse. And actually,
so I do have a question about that, just because, but let's. That is pretty cute. That was a cute. Go to that one on the far right.
Don't play the one on the far right.
Oh, you don't
Go ahead
want
and hold that one back for now. We're not gonna play that one right here, if that's all right with you. Just play number 25.
Okay, we can play that.
I was just kind of thinking about it, and there's a lot of different things going on in the legal realm. Okay. And I don't want.
Well, okay, this is the one that I remember, anyways. So, this is the one that hit 17K, right? This is the one that.
Yeah.
This is the one that went viral.
This video went viral when I posted. I was really, really surprised by that. And I've got like friends. Facebook friends.
So let's watch here.
So let me give you a little backstory about what's going on
Go into that first.
here. So we marched all over the city, and that last video, the 22nd one, is kind of interesting because it says social distance and keep your 6 feet. I thought that was the most ironic thing.
Yeah, right.
I see this fucking road sign.
You think anybody cares about that at that point? You know what I mean?
And we're all marching shoulder to shoulder down the street, like 500, 700, 800 deep. This march was fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like, I would have had to fucking run to get to the front of it. And I was all the way at the back because I was looking wrong. I had a big-ass speaker holding it
I
above my
did see
head.
that. I did see that.
It was a wild night. It was wild, man. Yeah, you saw me on live and shit. And yeah.
Dude, I was all over the snap.
Yeah.
Like,
the Snapchat. Yeah.
Because that was the thing. Like, I don't want to name names, but there are certain people that I've, networked in who were, just happened to be there and be recording a lot of stuff. So I was like I was watching both what was happening on the news,
so you're
Facebook,
just a
and like
spectator
everything.
Then.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't actually there. No, I was working. I
hope you were at work.
I was at work. Yes.
I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy.
Here's the besides work, I'm also the kind of person despite whatever, I might be a prick, I might not be in it with everyone, but I don't want to personally risk an arrest for that.
So you're selfish. We all are. It's
Sure.
okay.
I'm more than happy to take that coin. Take that.
I got arrested.
Oh,
I got arrested. That'll all we could talk about that later on. Once it's all wrapped up, I'll come back on and we can do it.
yeah. I don't want to. That's kind of where I've been treading lightly.
That's and I appreciate that, but the arrest, it happened, and I don't feel that's right. I don't feel that it's right at all.
Well, and that's true.
I myself am a peaceful protester. I didn't do so much as throw a water bottle at these line of cops. So what happened here is we marched all over town peacefully, and then we get to the county court building, the old one, not the new criminal court building, because the police. Well, we were at the symbolic court building, the old one, because they just built a new one where the old jail was. If you didn't know that, there's a new criminal court building. This one's now a misdemeanor court. It's for lesser charges and shit.
Oh, okay.
Not misdemeanors, but it's for non-criminal charges and maybe civil proceedings and stuff like that. And so they started busting out a couple windows, and a few cops came up and drove us off of there. And by the time that happened, these cops had lined up along the criminal court building. And they lined up in the corner. They brought out their SWAT van. They had a whole line of riot cops out there. Then they had cops on the other side that were blocking us from going down the street to Dart. There was a whole row of cops with rubber bullet guns in their hands. You can see them. They're orange shotguns.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Did you see any of them fire those?
What?
Did you see any of the cops fire those? Because that's been a controversy. Because the the rubber bullets, you're actually supposed to fire them off the ground.
I have a friend who was hit in the knee with one.
Directly? It wasn't off the ground?
And then he was arrested and given
and
he was given zero medical attention.
That's a big thing I've heard too. And I don't want to get, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. But.
So let's get back to this.
Okay, yeah.
Right
so,
let's get back to where we're at in this video here. And so I said the cops lined up along the court building, and then across the street from the criminal court building is the Dart station. And then there's a narrow street right there with two high buildings. The Dart station is a solid glass building with a awning over it that kind of will hold smoke in, really, is what I'm saying. And then the other side is just a really tall building. And so it's this 1 block radius where it's just kind of really closed in right here. And they got cops blocking the exit over here, and we've got one way out. And this is a really common tactic for them, is to block people in or even to kettle, which is where they close it in, which is what happened the night I was arrested, but that's a different story.
Okay.
It's kettling. But so we all lined up on here, and honestly, so I went down the line in front of these cops. So when the protesters line up with the cops, there's usually a space in between them and the riot shields, otherwise things get really bad. Yeah. And I was one of the people that went down the line. But I wasn't.
So this
I
is
wasn't
that
hitting
night?
them. I never touched a riot shield or anything. I never did anything like that. But I did go down that line, and I screamed "protect" and "serve" in every single one of those motherfuckers' faces, right? And I'd seen some fucked up shit the night before. I'd been hitting the knee with the tear gas canister. They bounced it off the ground, but it hit the ground right before me, almost like they had aimed for me.
So the impact was still pretty.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It kind of it didn't hit me too.
It'll bang you up though.
It bruised me and shit.
Yeah.
And that was the first night. And so, like, I already knew these guys were not there, and I'd seen the police office, the Des Moines Police Department, at one point, way before these protests. I've seen the Des Moines Police Department collectively act improperly.
Oh yeah.
So downtown, I got off the DART bus station downtown at like where the East Side Laundry or East Side Grocery is or whatever it is. There's where the first bus stop when they leave the DART station.
I did see footage of that. They were throwing canisters over there, right?
No.
Or what happened?
So there was a bunch of kids that showed up for a fight after school one day. It was like a year or two ago.
Wait, I did hear about that. Yeah,
this was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I actually was there that day.
Oh,
so
wow, really?
I got off the bus and I see like a group of kids and I hear a bunch of yelling and screaming and crying, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? So I walked a couple blocks down to see what's going on, and I walk up and there's a group of maybe like 20, 30 kids there, and they're all lined up. The first thing I see walking up to the scene though is like this little like 9 or 10-year-old black girl, right? And she's crying, screaming, and there's somebody pouring stuff in her eyes. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, oh my gosh, like she got mace in her eyes. And I had seen people, like I'd seen groups of people get maced by other people, like at crazy party fights and shit. Like I've seen people get maced. It's fucking terrible. But like this is like there's like kids everywhere. I see people like blocks over. Like I see people too, like a block or two over. So it had happened already. And like I see like a bunch of people with it in their eyes, like 30 of these kids, not just people, like kids, bro. These are like middle schoolers. Like ages like 10 to 14. There was not a fucking 16-year-old in there.
This was last year or 2 years ago?
No, this was like 2 or 3 years ago. I know.
Because I think I was actually working downtown when that happened.
I know you could find out, like you could Google it.
Molly, do you want to
I don't know how many videos or anything there are of it.
That might be a hard one to find, but maybe if you can try to find it. Do your best.
Look, well, actually, Des Moines homeless man attempted murder McDonald's parking lot. Because, so here's what happened that day. So I walked up on the scene, and there's a bunch of kids lined up, and they're gangbanging, throwing up gang signs. And this was mostly a bunch of black kids.
All right, everybody, and we are back.
Okay.
Again, holy fuck.
Sorry,
All right.
I had to take a piss. It was pretty urgent and sudden out of nowhere. I'm just kidding. It was him. He's drinking. So, yeah, back to where we were. We were talking about this downtown incident, right? So I'm walking up and I see these kids all over with not tear gas, mace in their eyes, and I walk up and there's some like 20 or 30 kids lined up, and there's kids on this side and there's kids on this side, and then there's like a few, you know, there's always the little girls that get in the way of fights, right? There's like 2 or 3 little girls that are kind of pushing between them, and there's kids throwing up gang signs and a bunch of shit. There's just a bunch of kids that have come in from schools all over to see a fight that was supposed to happen downtown. Social media, you know, all that, like they knew about it. They all converged from the bus station. They all rode the buses and got downtown and went to see it. And like it was a bunch of black kids. And the Des Moines Police Department that day, they ended up macing that whole crowd of kids.
Damn.
And I remember walking up to this officer after I'd walked through that crowd and realized what was going on. I see these officers on the corner. There's like 2 of them on each corner. And they're not doing anything about the kids standing there about to fight each other. But they're standing on the corner towards the back away from the paddy wagon. And I walked up to this female officer. And I said, "You're fucking ridiculous and you disgust me. You know damn well if this had been a bunch of white kids, you wouldn't have maced the entire crowd like that." And she didn't say. She said, "Get back or I'll mace you too." And the first night I was down there, I recognized her. She was standing behind the riot line in a red sweater with a vest on and a shield over her face. And I recognized her. I was like, "Huh?" Because she was carrying the same can. It was a very familiar scene. I was like, I called her out. I was like, "I know you. I've seen you hold that can before. I remember seeing you mace some kids downtown." And like, I'm a very confrontational person. Very confrontational. It gets me in hot water. It gets me in shit, and that's okay. That's why I'm confrontational, you know. So like I was pissed off. Like I've seen shitty things happen from these, and so what's happening before this video? Oh yeah. I almost forgot. So what happened that night? When you cause a huge amount of tension like they did by macing.
So I'm sorry, you're going back to...
Yeah, back to the kids, back to downtown. So back to the kids. So they mace these kids, and what happens when you cause a huge amount of tension? And you'll see this in jail. Like if somebody like wants to fight somebody, and then they don't have that fight, somebody else will end up getting fought. because when you put a lot of tension into something, it has to go somewhere. That energy, like energy can't be destroyed; it just moves to different places. So this energy in this group of kids. Do you know anything about the hive mind?
Sounds familiar. I'm not.
Well, the hive mind's a concept where like the human mind collectively acts as one.
Oh, okay.
And it can happen in small scale or it can happen in large scale. We saw it happen in large scale with COVID-19 and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
That's a different story, different discussion. It's one of the best examples of hive mind ever. Just saying. So these kids, they all have this anger that's inside of them now, and they wind up at a fucking McDonald's, right?
Mm-hmm.
After later on, it's like it happened. Police responded about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. See, it talks about the dart station at 3 o'clock, right after school, for a call of a large group of disruptive kids. The group did.
So when did this happen?
Can I just read this article real quick?
2018.
Can I read this article?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go for
Here,
it.
scroll to the top. Is that the whole thing?
Yes, the
Okay.
top.
Following a large downtown fight involving Des Moines teens on Monday, several of the juveniles engaged in another fight a few hours later, resulting in a man being sent to the hospital. Police responded at about 3:20 p.m. to the Dart Central Station, 620 Cherry Avenue, for a call of a large group of disruptive kids. The group of juveniles, which numbered in the dozens, moved to 6th Avenue and Walnut Street. So the cops kicked these kids out of here after pissing them off and spraying them down with pepper spray, right? They kick the kids out of the area, and those kids collectively, they'll stay together. Something crazy just happened to all those kids. They're now gonna stick together, right? So a group moves to the McDonald's, and at around 6 o'clock, where are we at here?
There we go.
Did I read all the top there?
Yes.
About an hour later, some of the teens got on a dart bus and went to the McDonald's at 601 University Avenue. As more teens gathered at McDonald's, a large fight broke out in the parking lot. When officers arrived, they found a 55-year-old man who was bleeding from a large cut on his forehead. He told officers he was walking by and tried to pet a dog when, for unknown reasons, a group turned on him, according to the report. He was just a man in the neighborhood passing through, Perzek said. There was a dog there, and he reached over to pet this dog, and a large group just turned on him. They jumped him, overwhelmed him, and beat him. The victim was taken to Mercy Medical Center. His current condition is unknown. While the fight wasn't gang-related, I told you I saw gangbanging downtown. The fight itself wasn't gang-related. Perzek, some of the students fighting were gang members. Some businesses downtown had hired off-duty officers for more security, and Des Moines police are visiting the area more frequently. The area's getting a lot more attention, blah, blah, blah. Let's fuck these kids' lives up more because you guys fucked it up that day. So, the police got to the situation, and it was already heightened because these kids wanted to see a fight. And there's a little bit of gangbanging tension and shit like that because dumb, kids with too much energy. It happens. And some crazy shit happened. They maced a whole crowd of kids. And all that energy went somewhere.
Yep.
Energy has to transfer. Those kids, they went to the McDonald's, and they got in a fight there. And as a result of that fight that could happen downtown, I mean, maybe, and I'm not saying I support kids fighting, but maybe that fight had just happened. Two of those kids fought, whatever, and then it all went down or whatever the fuck it was, right? And I know that just based off of talking to people that were around there. Like, what happened? Oh, they met up for a fight downtown. Plus, there were more articles that explained more later on.
Yeah.
That was just the immediate article after that.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the news for about a week or so after that.
Okay.
And they really painted these kids dirty. But, like, the kids that did it were dirty. I even, like, I don't know who they were, but I ran into a couple kids that were bragging about it, talking about how they were on the run. And how somebody had just got caught for it, and they hope they don't get snitched out for being there too because they hit the homeless man. Kids were fucking laughing and bragging about it on the bus.
Well, that's probably the fundamental problem, right? Is you're dealing with kids.
Yeah, so they maced these kids. The energy had to go
and they
somewhere.
shouldn't have done that.
And this man almost died that night. He spent the night in the hospital.
Yeah,
and,
that's.
And I do
up.
believe that they arrested and attempted to charge one of these children for attempted murder, which is
wow.
good. Which is good. That's proper. But like. Mm-hmm. We go back to the point where the police escalated the situation and this energy went somewhere.
Exactly.
Right?
I think
and it wouldn't have fucking happened to a bunch of white kids.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. Simply.
That's definitely true.
Give me a logical argument that says what I just stated wasn't true. I don't think you could. You couldn't convince me personally.
No, probably not.
I'm really set in my ways, but I'm telling you, it's just not. That's what happened.
No, I mean
that's fucking psychology.
Well, let me, because I'm not disagreeing with you all, but let me think of this from my perspective when I think of that situation. I see a really bad situation. I see a group of cops who aren't properly trained, don't know how to handle it, and it's like you said, they escalated it. That was not the proper way to handle that situation. And I don't know. I think that is like an important part of the argument that people need to remember.
Yeah.
Is like
now I'm not saying I would know how to handle that situation.
no, and that's kind of the
And
thing.
you
That's kind of the thing
wouldn't
people
know
need.
it, and She wouldn't know it. We just
Exactly, and that's kind of the thing people
they
need
don't
to
know it, but it's their job.
exactly. And they need to be
They
need to
get
be
paid.
better.
They take an oath to know things.
Exactly.
like
They need to
that.
be better educated. They need to like understand.
Oh, you
Like
can
they
have your
really need to
notes,
understand what the hell's going on. Yeah.
Um,
So we've been kind of pussyfooting around this video. Let's just play. Let's
okay,
just
yeah.
play this video.
Back to
and-
this video here.
Yeah.
So,
let's just do it from the beginning. And
hold on. What going up to this, we were in the line, and then the police started launching tear gas canisters out of nowhere. You see at the very beginning of this video. Go ahead and play it.
Yep.
It's only
Yeah. Let's just play the whole thing. It's only 25 seconds.
you're about to see the first girl get maced. They just maced a girl right here. You hear the commotion?
Yeah.
Now
Oh
this.
damn.
See the beating? You see the batons?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen this before, but it's been a minute. Holy fuck.
You see the batons?
Yep. And then
That's me right here getting
Yep.
hit with batons and sprayed with mace. That's me getting there's
Holy
at the part that's cut out of the video, I just kind of cut it down so that it would get more attention.
Yeah. No, makes sense.
Because people are more likely to watch a 25, 30-second video. I'm not, cutting anything out of that. You obviously just saw what happened. They just, like, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of them were on top of that man, beating him with batons. And that man was unarmed. I saw him. He might have thrown a water bottle. Or actually, I think he was throwing a tear gas canister back, maybe. Which, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not knock those out of your vicinity? You just launched them at us while we weren't being violent.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. I saw the first girl that they maced. We were up on the line, and then they launched the tear gas canisters to push us back. And I saw the first girl get maced. And they say that they issue these disperse warnings. Nobody heard those. I didn't hear no fucking disperse warnings. I never heard one.
Yeah,
Not once.
And that's what I heard.
They didn't make enough of an attempt to make those disperse warnings. I did hear disperse warnings the night I was... Never mind.
Okay.
Cut that little tiny bit out of there. If you remember.
I remember, yeah.
But we didn't really hear the disperse warnings. And we didn't... Like, they just launched these tear gas canisters and the flashbangs. Flashbang went off right next to my foot that night. Fucking wild, dude. Pop! Loud. Boom. That was later on in the night. It was... This was a long night, man. I didn't participate in any of the damage. I didn't do so much as throw a fucking water bottle. But listen, so at the end of this video, you see 2 cops that broke off of the line, and they broke away from the group, and they rushed at me with their riot shields and their batons, and they start hitting me with the batons. And the only reason I got away is because I just stepped out from in between 2 like meter boxes and like whatever. There was something there, and the riot shields couldn't get through.
Oh, and you just sprinted away. So like right after that, you just sprinted away?
I took off, and then I started... I sprinted as far as I could, but I had a big-ass, like, fucking 20-pound speaker in my hand. It's big.
You had the speaker that night?
Yeah, I had the speaker in my hand right
Holy
here.
Shit.
And I'm like tripping, stumbling, running down this alley, and they had just maced me in my face, and the alley is now full. They had like 4 or 5 tear gas canisters in the alley. It's not an alley, it's a road, but it's like I described before. It was the dart station here and the criminal court building here, and it's just really closed in. And it was so full of tear gas you can't even see down the alley. And I'm just stumbling, crying. I make it to the corner of the building, and I like sit down because I can't make it any further because I'm like throwing up from this. And somebody helps me up, pours milk in my eyes, and I go off to a parking lot to like recover. And I wound up just like wandering around downtown that whole entire night. The most powerful night of any of these protests, though, happened that night.
That was the second night?
That was night 2. So night 2 was where everything happened downtown, where Court Avenue was.
So was that...
But the cops are the ones who pushed people into Court Avenue.
Okay, so I did want to ask you about that. I don't know if it was the first or second night, because I remember seeing the organization on Facebook the first night, and I'm not trying to, like... be like anti anything. I just honestly want to know, because I've just been curious about this whole time. It started at the courthouse. Yeah. I don't know if it was the first or second.
Police station. It started with a peaceful protest.
So the second night.
So listen, it started a peaceful protest at the police station. They told us all right, folks, our permit's up. Go home, and then shit got crazy.
But I'm sorry, this is the second night or the first night?
Yeah, the video here is from the second night.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that night you started at the police station.
That night, the march had started at near the police station, and it was just a peaceful march that marched all the way down through around the West End and back, and then it wound up at some point at the fucking courthouse. And then they fucked up the courthouse a little bit, busted out some windows, and somebody spray painted ACAB and an anarchy symbol on the. It wasn't me, but obviously I have video to prove it wasn't me. They spray painted ACAB and the anarchy symbol on this wall, and the cops pushed us off of there, and then you see what happened here.
So you're describing the second night. I don't think what I'm thinking about. I think is that first night, because I remember.
What's the first night?
It would have been either Thursday. Did it start Thursday or Friday? Those protests that week. I don't remember. It was like a month ago.
This was Saturday night.
Okay, so it would have been Friday night.
Friday night. Yeah.
So Friday night was the first night.
Mm-hmm.
This is just what I saw. I wasn't there, but you guys started at the courthouse, correct?
No, we started at the police station.
The first night, really?
Yeah.
I thought I saw the Snapchat. I thought I saw you guys all.
This is the second night.
Yeah, I understand that.
There was nothing that happened at the courthouse. It all happened at the police station the first night.
Really? You guys never started
It
at
all
the courthouse?
happened on that street that runs behind the police station. And then there's like Court Ave, and then they marched us back, I think, 2 blocks. And then they marched us back at some point, and when they marched away is when people took out the building, the big top tire.
Okay, so let me ask you this: was what I don't know who organized?
There was a federal court building. Who organized it?
Yeah,
I don't really know, man. I showed up. That's a big question. Who organized it?
Well, I mean, I think it's an important question. But
you a pig?
No, I'm not a pig. I think it's important to have a discussion about it, though. I was not a pig. I will say, however, I do have family members who have worked in law enforcement. That kind of stuff.
He is a pig.
Does not make me a pig, I promise. I'm smoking weed. I'm
smoking
weed and taking acid just like the rest of you. What?
Not me.
Not you, but me. I'm a crazy fucking hippie. I'm not a fucking.
He said the rest of you.
I'm not a pig. I'm not a pig.
Hippie. I'm a hippie. But we don't all do drugs.
Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? Okay, so I guess I was just wondering how, like, I was just wondering if there was like any organization in terms of like where people traveled amongst downtown Des Moines, or if it was just random, just kind of mob mentality.
Yeah,
like,
I tried to explain this earlier.
Okay.
Tried to redirect me. Sorry, not meaning to be rude.
You're fine.
I'm a little blunt. So sorry. Let me puff on the cigar for a second.
You're good.
So there was a protest that was organized by the Des Moines Black Lives Matter chapter.
Yeah.
Downtown.
Okay.
It was a legal permitted protest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it took place on the front steps of the Des Moines Police Department.
Okay.
On the grand front steps, right on the river there, on Court Avenue. Between, I think it's 2nd and Court, there's the police station there. And then afterwards, maybe 45 minutes to an hour of protesting, of people gathering and speaking. It was a powerful amount of speaking. There were some powerful voices that were heard that night. And after that, they said, all right, people, our time's up here. Now, please go home safely. And people weren't happy with that. They didn't want to go home safely. It wasn't that they didn't want to go home safely. They weren't ready to go home yet. It wasn't over yet. Their voices hadn't been heard. The speakers had been heard. But the crowd, the people, the ones that showed up and showed out, the ones who have their own pain that they see from this too, that they feel from this too, the ones that have their own experiences, they weren't ready to go home yet. Their voice hadn't been heard yet. So they started to make their voice heard. They gathered. People didn't leave. We stayed on the front steps of the police station. People were up, standing. I stood up there and spoke, calling for white people to stand in unity. Like it wasn't nobody took a mic. It was just whoever's voice could be heard was heard.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get up there and be loud, then be loud.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your pain. And I left for a little bit to take a friend home.
Yeah.
And by the time I got home, by the time I'm on my way back there, and I'm seeing on Facebook Live that the crowd had just gotten rowdy and somebody had busted out the police car. You know, I'm not saying that I support vandalism, but I am saying that anarchy is like a step. It's not the goal. We're not stupid. We don't think that complete and total anarchy and lack of police is what's gonna work. Anarchy is just a step towards rebuilding. It's the fire that can burn down the tree and allow a new tree to burn from it, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Anarchy is the natural grouping of mankind outside of the current established order. Anarchy is a festival in the woods where people act however they want. Anarchy is...
I don't know if that's what people think of when they think of anarchy.
No, it's not, but it's an example of it. Like, if you go to some of these, like, really backwoods festivals, like bluegrass, things like that, it's people out in the woods acting how they want to act.
I mean, that's not anarchy, though. That's just people being free.
It is. Because anarchy is the natural grouping of mankind as they see fit. When you go out into these communities that have formed, they're not... It's like anarchy as a verb, not anarchy as a noun. Anarchy as a noun would be more established, like a biker gang.
No,
that's anarchy, or a gang. A gang for that matter it's anarchy. It's because they've established a set of order outside of the societal norm.
That might be your definition. I don't think that's like the.
This is a well accepted philosophical definition of what anarchy is.
No, I understand that. I understand. Is it? We don't need to get into this if you want to, but it's kind of along the same trend and the same like ideal of like kind of defunding the police.
Yeah,
like that kind of stuff.
So you have to remove the current. Like you can't just fix an established order. Like you know the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. No, listen.
I would fundamentally disagree with you, just personally.
Why?
But
So,
you're
like,
more than welcome to.
On a level of the amount of police officers and stuff that we see that are corrupt, right? Listen here. Let me break this down.
Okay.
Just give me a minute here.
Yep,
give me the floor.
Go for it.
So we have these police officers. It's really not a huge percentage of them that are outwardly and openly bad, right?
Yeah, and I would agree with you there.
Okay.
100%.
So, but there is those guys, and there are repeated instances of them.
Yep.
Whatever fucking, I don't know his fucking, he's not worth knowing his first name. Chauvin. Derek, I think.
Wait, you're talking about the guy who...
Yep, Floyd. Okay, back to me.
Yep.
Sorry. You got me a little heated.
Go for it.
Derek Chauvin had many instances. I think he was somewhere around it was like upwards of 10, maybe upwards of 15 instances of recorded police overstep, brutality, or excessive force.
Yeah.
He had fired his weapon more than most officers ever do in their life. Lots and lots of officers go their entire life without ever firing a weapon in the line of duty. And there's countries that have police forces that don't carry weapons. But there's other things that go on there too. And we're not talking about other countries right now. We're talking about our beautiful country here. And so you have this small amount of cops that repeatedly do bad. Or you have young cops that do bad and then get put back on the force, and they're like, oh shit, I just got away with that? Whoa. And now they're able to get away with it again. It's because these brothers, the ones who are out there to be good and to do this, they form this brotherhood with these guys that are bad, and they're still on their team whether they like it or not, and they have to back them up whether they like it or not. And it forms this other mentality where these guys have to hold each other, where these guys, instead of holding each other accountable, they have each other's backs.
I would agree with you. However, I do want to say, because I think it's an important point. Did you know that actually most complaints against police officers are actually made by people that are inside police forces? So the largest number of complaints that are made towards police officers are other police officers who are saying, my person in this squad is acting fucking horrible. So I would argue that it has a lot more to do with this is a broken system. Like
Yeah.
the police system does not work. I think everybody can realize that. My argument would be I don't think that means that we need to completely abolish it.
So these guys, no. It needs to be changed entirely. It needs to be fully gutted. It needs to be defunded, though. We're not talking about completely defunding and abolishing the police force. When we say defund the police, it's not a complete and total. At least when I say it, I'm a fucking smart dude. Like I'm not stupid. We need somebody there to respond to these things.
No,
and it needs to be an established order. Hold on. I know it's like discussion.
You're fine.
There needs to be an established order to hold on to these things and do them. But for us to really think, so the current training is as it was, and it has a system full of people who are under the current training, right? There needs to be a new system where there's new training, and every single person that's in there needs to be gone through and weeded out one by one. They need to all go through psychological evaluations.
110%.
The numbers on police officers that would classify as a psychopath is fucking
I'm
terrifying.
sure. Yeah, the amount of shit
and their job requires empathy in every fucking aspect of it.
Exactly.
I'm not saying every cop is a psychopath. And when I say all cops are bastards, I'm not saying that every cop is a bastard, but I am saying that there are cops that are looking the other way.
Yeah,
the cops that stood by while Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck are absolutely just as guilty, if not more fucking guilty than Derek Chauvin himself.
I would agree.
And in fact, I would be willing to argue that those cops are more guilty because they collectively, 3 of them, not a single one of them stepped up, said, "Hey man, whoa, get this fucking..." Like, you see videos where it happens, where, like, there's that video where somebody pulls the knee off. Like, get his knee off, and the guy won't do it, and there's somebody screaming, "Take your knee off," and so the other partner grabs it and fucking forcibly takes the other cop's knee off, and that was a proper action.
Yeah.
That cop should be commended for that. Actually, should not be commended for that, because that's their fucking job. When somebody does their job, when you go to work and you clean an like whatever, what do you do?
I clean offices.
Yeah, so when you go to work and you clean an office, nobody's like, "Hey, good job, you did it, man," right?
Yeah, but
it's a more serious aspect. So right? We commend to heroes, right?
Yeah,
are they heroes if it's their job to stand there and do that?
So I see what you're saying, 110%. And I'm not. When I say this, I don't want to imply that I think that these people are not guilty or that they did not do something wrong. But I think a good point that I've heard about those 3 officers is it's very possible. Have you ever worked at a job and like the first day you're there, you realize that there's just some shady fucking shit going on that you are not comfortable with? Mm-hmm. And obviously, if you continue to work in that environment, that doesn't make you not guilty, but it's kind of something to think about. I guess what I wonder is if those other 3 cops, if they were really as racist as that guy was, or if they were maybe a little racist, but maybe just literally, because that's the thing I've heard, that none of those officers were trained for very long. No
officer is trained for very long.
No, yeah, exactly.
Unless they choose to go to college or something for criminal justice.
Yeah. So I guess
it's like it would take me longer to go get a license to cut hair than it would for me to go to school to be a cop.
Yeah, 110%. Like a city cop, it takes little to no education to reach that point. I guess I don't know. I guess I just think it's an interesting point to think about. Because
really interesting.
Because
these guys carry guns.
Yeah, it's true.
These guys are in charge of the lives of people on the streets. These guys can decide whether or not somebody spends their life in freedom or spends their life behind bars.
We need more confident, more educated people to be in those kind of positions. 110%. I think
maybe if we had more confident, more educated people in those positions, we wouldn't need so many of them either.
That's true. That's 100%. I can't think of the country off the bat, but paralleling 2 situations, one that happened in the U.S., I think the other one might happen in Sweden. Because cops in other countries are just way more trained. I mean, that's like a universal fact. There's a situation...
Because they're treated better.
Well, that too, yeah. So there was a situation in New York where a man had a knife. 12 officers all simultaneously shot him down with their pistols. The same situation happened in, I think it was Sweden. I could be fucking full of shit, but I want to say it was Sweden. And the cop who was trained, who was like an actual trained cop. And that's kind of the thing. If you go to these rural areas... like small town cops, they have they have a lot more, I don't know, whatever, but they have a lot more education, inarguably, to get that position than Des Moines. It takes way more.
Cops?
Yeah, it takes way more schooling. It takes a lot more to get that position than to get.
I got to know the cops in my town personally when I was growing up. No.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that they had to go through more school to
Sweden?
Not in Sweden. I'm talking about in America.
Oh,
sorry. In America, like a small town cop is generally going to be more educated than like a city cop. Generally speaking, there's a higher pay grade. It's a more specified position.
Is that really true?
That's what I've heard. That's what I'm not.
That doesn't sound. I imagine the pay grade here would be higher. The city has more funding for them. Small town police departments don't have a lot of money. Small town police.
But there are fewer of them, though. There are fewer police officers, though.
Yeah, but that's because of funding. I grew up in a town that had 3 cops in it, and they had two cop cars that they shared. The Des Moines Police Department has a huge budget. For Des Moines city taxes, for every $3 that are given, $1 of that goes to the Des Moines Police Department. And then that means from Des Moines taxes, we have to feed the hungry kids, school lunches every day. We have to pay the teachers. We have to take care of the roads, take care of our public systems. So the police get $1 out of every 3 that we give, and we're left with the other 2/3. So let's equate that to a normal person, right?
You're saying that the police department gets 30% of everything?
33.333%. They get 1/3 of all
taxes?
All city taxes.
Really?
For the Des Moines Police Department does, yes. So equate that to a normal person. When you are looking for a house or to buy an apartment, your home where you live, you would need, a lot of credit checks wants you to have 1/3. They want your rent to be only 1/3 at the very minimum. They say that to live, your rent should be 1/3 of your. Of your income. And that's the maximum that it should be for you to be able to do.
Which is not even close for most people.
No, no, right, exactly, and that's a very good point. So, the city which we live in, it should be a huge fucking take of that money, right? Because we live here and it's our money, it's our taxes, we pay for it, right?
Yeah.
If you want to spend money for security on your home, you're not going to spend 1/3 of your paycheck securing your home unless you're a paranoid schizophrenic or something, and maybe a meth head. It is Des Moines, unfortunately. But you're not gonna spend that third of your income on that. But yet we spend 1/3 of our income on the police department here. That's not 1/3 of our income on the emergency services. It's 1/3 of our income on the police department. So that means the emergency services has to fight for their cut out of everything else, out of the other 2/3 of the pie.
Damn, I did not know that. Wow. Well, I would agree that is too much money.
So when we say defund the police department, we're not telling you to get rid of them. We're telling them they have too much money.
I see.
The police department had they didn't just show up that night with tons of fucking tear gas grenades, SWAT vehicles, and riot gear.
So let me
They didn't just pull that out of their ass. They've had that in stockpile. They have tanks, dude.
So let me ask you this, and this is me more so just playing devil's advocate, because I don't disagree with what you're saying. But I think there is something, there's something to be thought about. So let's say, the police are defunded. What happens then? What's because that's my question. So I don't think that people have really thought of a next step.
Why I say that, the burning of the system, I don't necessarily mean we gotta fucking burn the system down. A lot of this is theoretical philosophy.
Yeah.
But we're seeing it in action right now.
Yeah.
What
110%.
we're seeing is anarchy in action. It's the natural grouping of mankind. It's so direct in Minneapolis that if you go up to those streets that they took over, it's not police.
Oh, not at all. No.
There will literally be civilians that walk out with assault rifles to greet you on the streets there.
See,
it may not be that point right now, but that's what it was. And the police would literally have to come in and forcibly remove them at this point.
Yeah.
The media quit talking about that, though.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
You do understand that civilians control the streets in Minneapolis right now?
No, I guess I did. I mean,
Well,
I've heard that.
completely. You know what? I could be completely stupid. I could.
Well, no,
I
'cause-
haven't researched this one. This is something that somebody told me. Like,
Okay, so here's what I do understand about Molly. Maybe you can look this up.
like they
I don't know
fucking
about
they
the
took
stat.
over an
Just
entire
type in.
police
Just
precinct.
type Minneapolis Police Department, maybe, see if there's any recent news. But from what I understand, like, schools and most public institutions said that they don't want to be associated with the Minneapolis Police Department. So I don't know. You could be right. I just don't know. Obvious double solutions for.
I could be wrong. So, type in Minneapolis police abolish.
So okay,
So, 'cause
that's
I was told
interesting.
they were abolished.
Oh
Minneapolis will
shit!
disband its police force.
Well, that was a month ago, but
They had.
okay,
And
go to that second one.
then
That's
advances
sooner.
to allow dismantling. So, now the police department is not going into these areas.
Yeah.
They were pushed out, and they understand there that they'll have a war where they start killing civilians if they start. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's how big the tension is, you know.
And the stuff that the media won't talk about is what I just told you about. What I just told you about was eyewitness accounts of what's going on there.
Yeah.
Seems small, but it comes from a small business. One of thousands on
God damn internet.
powered by millions of people, all working to give you exactly what you want. And that's no
Damn. Fucking ads, man. Did you hear about Chaz or Chad or what was that? Chaz? Yeah,
Who's that?
that happened. You didn't hear about that?
What's this?
In Seattle, the civilian. I think they've pretty much disbanded by now. But there was a couple weeks ago. There was really big. Like they took up the civilians. Like took up blocks in Seattle.
Oh.
And like basically created their own like city within a city. I mean, people left eventually because they needed food and all that, basic shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe just type that in, Chaz. You really haven't heard Chaz?
No.
Yeah,
I've focused locally
that's happening in
and-
Seattle right
It's-
now.
To be honest, like I saw a lot of shit. I haven't participated in much in the
Yeah.
marches lately. I wish and that's maybe not the right thing, but I've got a lot going on legally.
Oh,
with
so
this
they
too.
cleared it out by now. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a thing for like a couple weeks. Like there were like 6,
Well, I mean-
7 blocks in Seattle.
Well,
that
we
were,
did.
like-
Our protesting was nothing. Do you guys did the only thing I paid attention to the news last year was the Hong Kong protest?
yeah, and that's spiked this year too in relation to all this.
Has it?
Yeah. Oh
There's
yeah.
more
That,
protesting in Hong Kong.
Yep. So like this is like given fire and leeway to or not
Protesting
leeway.
all over the world. The UK is going crazy too.
Yep.
UK,
They're going
and
crazy
the
everywhere.
UK has a police problem. The UK has
Yeah.
a police problem.
Oh yeah. Well.
and their police don't even have guns on them regularly.
yeah. That it's the thing. That's.
But it's a systemic racism issue where black people in the UK are held down as well.
Oh yeah, well, and that's kind of we just her brother-in-law actually. We just had him on the podcast. He was talking about like how he comes from Kenya and like how like the racism he experienced was like from the the English side of like where they owned all these colonies where they
If you
all
want to get
these
into colonial colony into colonialism, we can get into that for just a second.
sure go for
I
it.
mean, oh man. So I posted last night something. It was on Facebook. I just said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Black Lives Matter shouldn't be an inflammatory statement at all. Hey man, Black Lives Matter. Doesn't sound like an aggressive statement to me. Got a lot of aggressive responses, and some people were outwardly racist, some people were just outwardly ignorant. This one girl gets on there and she starts mentioning how after the end of slavery there was a Liberian relocation program where the U.S. government offered a free ride to freed slaves to go back to Africa. Now, this was in the 1890s, and these were slaves that had been there for a long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
These were people who had lived in America. They were Americans
Yeah, exactly.
at this point. And they were offering, hey, we'll fucking send you back to Africa, paid ride. There you go.
It's not your home,
Right.
but we're gonna make it.
We have a
your home,
colony
right?
there. You guys can go and establish a black American colony in Liberia, and we'll give you a ride there. So these freed slaves, some of them did go, and they actually it created two different sects of people in this country now. So now you have these black Americans who were there, and they spoke English, and they were different, and they formed colonies there.
Yep.
And they started taking over the indigenous people and putting them into slavery, just like they had been enslaved themselves.
Wow, really?
Right? Well, that's what happens with taught behavior.
Yep.
These people were given no education and then sent into another country in the world just to live by example, right?
Yeah.
And so it was a disaster, and it led to a huge, bloody civil war in Liberia. I don't know too much about it. I have a good friend of mine who I might get on the podcast for you if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Who could be talking about it.
Hell yeah. I'm always looking for
best
people.
friends. I'll probably recommend him. I was just talking to him earlier about it because once she brought that up, I was like, I tagged him. I wish he had responded, but by the time I got a hold of him, she had given up on her argument. She's like, I can't school you anyways, and just like, she's like, you don't know anything about history after giving me a white-splained history lesson. And so I fucking it was a mess. But the colonialism is the reason that Africa is in the state of disarray, and underdevelopment that it is to this day. And it's not just white money. Chinese money is also destroyed.
Hell yeah!
Chinese money mainly, but a lot of different Southeast Asian money, French money, English money, American money. They've all just used up Africa as a country. Africa was a source of knowledge and a source of progress and growth throughout ancient history, even leading up to modern history within the last 300 years. There were empires that came up out of Africa. It's been a strong place, and it obviously still is a strong place because there are still bustling middle classes and stuff like that throughout
Coney and all that shit.
Yeah.
You remember Coney 2012?
What's Coney?
You never heard Coney?
What are you talking about?
Coney 20. He was this African warlord.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Coney thing.
Yeah.
So
he was in Africa.
I think that was Liberian, but what does that have to do with?
It was just a stupid. It was just, you were just saying people in Africa are uprising, and that was just a stupid.
Oh no, I'm talking about there's there's actual middle classes and stuff.
No, yeah, no,
you'll never see those images in the news.
No, I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing the middle class of Africa to Coney. Okay. I want to make that clear.
Coney was.
Yeah, he's still alive, but he's fucked. Yeah, he's a fucked up guy.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Not related, but I'm sorry. You continue. You were saying.
I don't really know where I was going. Oh, colonialism! It's just destroyed and decimated that country, and shit. Let's talk about colonialism in Vietnam. It was the removal of the removal of French rule in Vietnam that caused the power vacuum that happened that put the Viet Cong in charge of Vietnam. Now America shouldn't have been in Vietnam. Kennedy knew that. Kennedy fucking knew that. Kennedy. That wasn't Kennedy. No, it wasn't Kennedy. Kennedy got it.
That was Nixon, man.
That was Nixon. My bad. See, Nixon knew that.
Way more fucked up than Kennedy was. Yeah. Holy shit! Fuck that guy. We would not be anywhere near the situation we're at without that fucking guy.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, they knew that. Well, don't get me started.
Miseducating people, man. What the fuck?
Don't get me started. No, I appreciate you stopping me. Don't get me started on Nixon, though. He started the fucking war on drugs.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Bringing it full circle here, Nixon started the war on drugs, and the war on drugs is the number one thing that has oppressed black
110%.
people of color in this country for the last 60 years.
Yeah, crack cocaine was specifically created to target
and crack
minorities.
Cocaine was moved. Yeah, created. Well, I'm not sure about the creation, but I know it was moved and produced. It was
distributed. There's evidence that it was distributed
by the CIA.
By the government to poor black communities. That's a speculative thing.
Yeah, it was by the CIA to fund black market or black ops.
Yeah, that's
fund ops.
Well, and there's a lot of evidence of that too. How the government has used black market money from drugs to fund government programs. That's a real argument.
There's no way that the cartels could operate the way they do without the involvement of the U.S. government.
That's interesting too. Yeah, because that's not really related, but not really. Like how the Clintons were fucked with giving arms to. I don't know. I don't even know why.
Well, yeah, let's talk about Afghanistan. They were shooting us with AK-47s and RPGs that were provided by the United States government for them to fight a war that we didn't want to get our own hands dirty with, with the Soviet Union. They funded the tribal war that happened in the 70s in Afghanistan.
Yep.
When the Soviet Union came over and the Taliban took over, the Soviet Union came, and then there was a war between the Taliban and the Soviet Union. The Taliban were the ones who stepped up and fought the Union, and that's what formed out of that. And they were using AK-47s and RPGs that were acquired from the U.S. government to fight the Soviets with, and then they were used on us later on by religious extremists because of things that we had done throughout the last 20, 30 years in the oil wars, meaning like Iraq, Kuwait, and things that you don't actually hear about in the news, things that aren't really as open, you know what I mean, like drone attacks that have happened over the last 20 years, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, killing, that's the thing, they always kill way more civilians than like the people that they're targeting. That was the big thing. Like, well, I don't want, Obama administration, I remember that was a big controversy when he was president. The big, I think, what was it, he bombed more countries overseas than any other president.
Don't get me started on that, man.
All right, so what, you're not a fan, or you are? Or?
I said don't get me started on that,
okay, all right, we won't get you started.
I don't like him. You just didn't do much.
No, I would agree, honestly.
He was a likable guy.
He
was a really likable guy.
His second term, he was
I'm glad that we saw a black person be elected into office, but he didn't really do much, and he didn't have much of a backbone.
I would agree.
The most disappointing thing that I ever remembered seeing as a president, and like when you have a president, you want them to seem powerful against other world leaders, especially when it's like Putin. Putin's the alpha. Putin is in
terms of politics, definitely.
Putin is an aggressive alpha male, and he's going to run the room. And he made Obama his beta. Now, when you see Trump and Putin go at it, it's not that, is it? It's a barking fest.
Well, it's kind of interesting because
no, I don't like Trump either, but I'm just pointing out character.
Well, no, I'm not. When I say this, I'm not saying in support of Trump either. But I think that was a big pull in Trump. I think that's why a lot of people voted for him, because they viewed him as that person.
The tough American alpha.
Yeah.
People want something to follow, and they viewed him as a real thing to follow.
Yeah, it's like with Bush. I mean,
and it happens every time. Like you get a calm president, and then you get an out there president. Bush was an alpha. He stepped up to the plate. Bush wasn't a great president. Bush did a lot of shitty things, but at the same time, no sitting president aside from the one who was in charge during Pearl Harbor.
Fuck, that would have been the guy in the wheelchair.
Eisenhower.
What?
FDR.
Yep.
Was that?
Yep.
Look it up.
Yep.
Make sure we're. Ask Dr. Google.
I'm like 95% sure. Yeah, it was the guy in the wheelchair. FDR.
Yeah.
FDR.
So George Bush was the only sitting president who ever went through something similar to he was the only president besides. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for questioning.
Oh no, you're fine.
FDR was the only president besides George Bush that ever went through something similar.
Yep.
And that would be a direct attack on American soil. And Bush handled himself in a way that put yourself in those shoes, I guess,
Have you ever seen Fahrenheit 9/11?
No.
It's a movie by Michael Moore, and it goes through everything with 9/11. Bush actually so there's this clip after he gets told when because he's like sitting in the classroom, he's reading the story to the kids. Like he gets told there's a clip, he gets told by his advisor, like whisper in ear, that the country's under attack. He sits in that chair reading the book to the kids for like 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes after getting told that, just like, and like his expression on the camera is just like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna like read this book.
Kids can read things, like they know something.
Yeah,
those kids were like.
I guess that's where I would maybe criticize what you just said. It's like, I think he was maybe painted in a way that was like that, but I don't know.
I don't think that he handled it good. I'm saying
no. I'm saying
that
if you're gonna talk about a puppet for president, I mean that was the fucking guy.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he
Jesus Christ.
invaded Iraq, and now we control oil. We don't now, but it gained more oil control in
Yeah.
Iraq.
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
main reason. I mean, everybody's
Yeah,
kind of come
but-
to that conclusion by now.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Hmm.
He knew for a fact. Well, he knew for a fact that Saddam Hussein was involved with Al Qaeda, and he knew for a fact that Al Qaeda was the ones who did it. And so he sent. It was a hunt, but yeah, the oil was definitely part of it. But like, what I'm saying is, no president has gone through besides FDR what George went through, and so it's like.
So what
It's
you're saying
hard
is you're
to
giving him the
judge
benefit of
man
the doubt.
Yeah.
And that's fair. No, I think there are plenty of people who would probably agree with you.
And he's a man, and that's why I don't get into it with these presidents. And now I understand more so to this day that it's all a puppet show. Anyways, George was definitely a puppet, and he played into everything. And Homeland Security was exponentially. Homeland Security was formed after 9/11. It didn't exist, and now it is the most reaching government agency in the world.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Man, they can do anything. There was a bill just passed last week that says that they can really go through. They can go through any of your search history, all of it without a warrant. The Patriot Act. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I've heard of the Patriot Act.
Do you know much about it? Do you know what it is?
Very vaguely.
So
go
the
through it
Patriot
again.
Act basically says that they can arrest you under the suspicion of terrorism. Suspicion of acts of terrorism. They can hold you for, like...
There's a certain amount of time, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, really?
Like, unspecified amounts of time.
Oh, damn.
It's basically an all overstepping...
Yeah, that was the big
arrest
controversy. Is
thing.
it targeted Muslim Americans, right? Because that was enacted right after 9/11, and that was the big controversy. Because I think what happened is they
Fuck who it targets. It doesn't matter. This law is still in the books to this day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's right. And it's weird when you're when your enemy is a radical sect of a religion.
Yep.
And it's hard to, because they go and they hide among the originals, yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that.
Yeah, we definitely don't have to.
We're way off topic.
Yeah, you know, we've been going for, I think it's been at least
tired.
2 hours.
I gotta go swing a sledgehammer in the morning.
No, I actually have a podcast tomorrow morning
Okay.
with a guy in Denmark. So yeah, we can definitely wrap this up.
Sweet.
It's been a great fucking episode, man. Holy shit. I'm so glad that we were able to celebrate the 30th episode with Chef
Whoa.
Develliot. I can't believe we made it this far, honestly. And there's going to be many more to go. Yeah. Thank you.
19. We just did that.
Right. You know, at this
I
point,
just stuck his hand and then I touched my. See? Yeah, what the fuck?
you're just like making sure you get it now, basically.
Honestly, I think I did have it. But
Well,
that's a story for a different time.
that's my theory. I mean, at this point, I've probably already gotten it and probably already passed it. I'm
Probably.
sure that happened.
Well, I'm Chef Develliot.
Yes, we are.
This is Coleman McAllister.
Yes, we are signing off on the McAllister Hours. Fuck, like I said, man, it's been a great episode.
Go follow me.
Yes, follow him. Follow the fuck out of him. I'm gonna
Things
give you.
coming.
I'm gonna put all your links downstairs.
I guarantee it.
Or down the links. What the fuck am I talking about? It's too late.
He'll put
I've
it
had
up
too
there.
many beers. I've had one cigar.
Drunk.
Drunk, partying, all that shit. Yeah. So next episode we have Katie Williamson coming on. She's gonna talk about. She's a good friend. She's gonna talk about some religious stuff and all that. And just some, you know, what's going on currently. We go back a while back. Besides that, Field Trip is coming up. Get your tickets for that now. It's gonna be a fucking dope ass
Yes.
event. We're gonna be taking. He's gonna be there.
Y'all know you fuck with Starter Box.
Yep,
Know you
Starter
love
Box.
the shows.
All their shit. They're all gonna be there. I don't know the ticket prices off the top of my head, but they're relatively cheap. And
It'll be worth it. It'll be affordable. You're gonna want to go.
Definitely be worth it. I don't know the dates off the top of my head, but I want to say it's August 14th through 16th. If I remember
Hell
correctly.
yeah, it is.
Something like that. Yep, that's correct. All right.
Yeah, I know what it is. What it is, what it do, what it does.
What it is, what it do, what it does. All right,
That should be
everybody.
your catchphrase.
What it is, what it do, what it does. That's what I should
What it
say.
is, what it do, what it does, what it don't, what it did.
I'm gonna have to implement it. That's fucking great. All right, everybody. We've already been going on way too long, so fuck. Let's just end this bitch. All right. Peace out, everybody.